Welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame College Football. Looks like we got two folks in here. Hankster, what's up, man? How's everybody doing? We'll let it kind of fill up in here real quick. What's up there, Hank? Got a couple of things I want to talk about a little bit tonight. We're actually going to be doing some coaches rankings. I saw a couple of people doing coaches rankings the last couple of weeks in the SEC, and I think it's a little wacky. So we'll get to that, but it'll be Thursday probably. We're looking to see how many guys we might be able to get on here Thursday night. The coach had to go to the legislature in New Mexico for his he had to go do some speaking engagement up there, so we may be a little I don't think we're going to get him in here tonight, but hey, glad to see everybody in here. Sooner Legend Podcast, my man Mars Jams, Hankster. Let's see who else we got in here. Hey, check in. Make sure you hit that like button. Wipe them feet. Got to make sure we kind of sputtered a little bit on subscribers. We're just around, we've added about 20 since we hit that 3,000 mark. It would really be great if we could go ahead and move up a little bit from there. Oklahoma, Texas basketball. Hey, yeah, that's I'm actually I had that pulled up a second ago. I'm going to pull that up and we'll keep everybody up to date, and you guys make sure to keep me up to date too. What we got so far in this one? Ooh, what a ball game, man. We got a real game. So so obviously we were talking a little bit about that. My last video was in there talking about all the HornsDown crybaby stuff that coming from Coach Terry, which is kind of funny. My guess is they're seeing a lot of HornsDown on all around the arena tonight. This is a good ball game, man. This is a good ball game, though. And Texas got a good team, but I think did it seem like to you guys, everybody, that hey, man, yeah, that weather's been crazy, right? But does it seem like to you guys that Terry looks like he's afraid of his fate at the end of the year if they don't go deep or whatever? Because it seems like he's kind of losing his grip on the job, if you ask me. What's up, Stephen G? James Thrice. Yay, man. No worries at all. I'm glad you like that. I hope everybody likes that. I thought it was pretty cool looking, but gave him a couple of options there. Looks pretty good. It'll get worse since they showed it bothered him. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. He just made sure that the entire freaking conference is going to be doing it, probably every time they score a bucket, right? So yeah, that's my feelings on it. I think it's pretty funny, to be honest with you. But yeah, okay, so they're up 3 right now. Texas is up 3. Let's hope for a good one. Let's hope for a good one here. Yeah. Afraid of 2 fingers pointing down. Yeah. I think that he's afraid of 2 fingers somewhere. No doubt about it. Yeah, and then for him to like back off of it, a few days later last week, that was kind of lame too. I thought on Saturday when he did that, or Friday, whenever it was. Like, come on, bro. The proper form of HornsDown is right here. Throw them both down. All the way. Yeah. Usually when a coach is feeling the heat, they blow up about something. I mean, yeah. And I get it. Look, but the one thing that I notice is that They didn't do that to any of the players. They weren't doing it to him. They were like the guys that were huddled up there from the UCF team were doing it with each other. But it wasn't aimed at him or anything like that. I mean, he had to like start screaming at him and shit before they even knew he was there. You know, it was weak. Yeah, they're fuck Texas, man. Who cares? Who cares? Steve B, my brother. Yeah. Really hoping they get this win tonight, though. They've been kind of sputtering just a little bit. Obviously, Oklahoma has a little. This is a pretty good win that they got, though, at West Virginia. I thought, that was important. And then didn't they just win again as well? Yeah. Yeah, Kwan Jones that was pretty classic, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the whole point is that, it to me, I think you're right on the money here, James. If you don't like it, do something about it. Beat their ass. Make sure that they shut up next time. That's my feelings about it. But look, we know how soft these guys are. And I mean, it trickles down through the entirety. It's just like Okie Light. They're a bunch of soft asses, bunch of whiny crybabies about every little thing. You had that clown, that OK State props guy is sitting there talking crap all day. Yeah, he did. Talking crap all day about how, we're Bedlam champions until further notice. Dude, it's 91-20. What are we talking about? And it's just, and for all the crap that everybody wants to talk about Texas football, Oklahoma still won 7 out of the last 10. 7 out of the last 10. What are we talking about? Beat them this year and was the better team in the trenches when that was supposed to be their thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm with everybody who'll say, everybody that'll sit there and tell you about how, Oklahoma shouldn't have lost those games, Oklahoma State and of course, Kansas. And I agree with that. Now, the one thing I'll say about the Okie Light game was we kind of know what happened there. I mean, they had Tim Donaghy there, handling the officiating, it looked like, especially down there in the end zone. You guys don't remember who Tim Donaghy is, the NBA ref that was, fixing games and stuff for the mob. So, that's it was just my little funny thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, right. They're soft. And I mean, the bottom line is they're soft. And they were soft in the middle when it came to that. Now, everybody wants you to believe that Texas is the better team coming into the SEC. And I'll give you this part. They definitely have a schedule that says they better be playing for the conference championship game next season. First season in, that better be them. You realize that aside from the Oklahoma and Georgia games, the remainder of that schedule that they have was 14 games below 500. 14 games. Yeah, they get to play Michigan. Well, Michigan is not going to be the same team that lined it up and won the national title this year. So, okay, good for them. But that's an outer conference game anyway. When it comes to this SEC schedule, there's no doubt in my mind that they softened it up for them for whatever reason, hoping that Sark was going to be able to get in there and establish something for Texas. And it makes sense if you're the SEC to even do it too. Not that I'm going to sit here and go conspiracy theory on everybody, but you want these new programs to come in and do well. You do. They're big time programs. Yeah. I don't think that's real, man. I don't think that's real. Texas is now built like suck from 2 years ago. Shout out to Buc-ee's. No doubt. Yeah, look, bottom line is this, and this is one of the things that I was going to bring up anyway, so let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm glad you guys brought that up. We've also seen in the last couple of days, well, obviously over the last week, Caleb Downs goes from, surprises everybody, skips over Georgia and heads to Ohio State. which if you're Oklahoma or anybody, Texas, anybody, you're probably pretty happy about that. But they also picked up big-time quarterback. Yeah, Julian Sayin going there as well. It's pretty clear that Ohio State saw Michigan go win the national championship game. They've lost 3 big games in a row to Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. I think they went and tried to buy them a championship run. It's pretty clear that same things kind of going on with Texas and all that. Yeah, man, they are playing really well right now. Texas is trying to do the same thing now. Obviously, I was kind of surprised. The whole deal with Texas, though, is that as much as they love what they're doing and that, yes, they went and got their best receiver out of Alabama, they went and got a couple other guys, a defensive end out of there as well. They're definitely working through the portal and willing to, cough up all the cash they want. One of the questions that we could talk about definitely is, where is this NIL thing for Oklahoma? Why are they not in on some of these guys coming from the Alabama program? I think that I don't know if how many of you guys caught the Sooner Surge deal last night, but I really thought that the guest that they had on that was talking about NIL and the way that it's working, I thought it was pretty informative. And it kind of goes along the same lines of what I've been talking about anyway, is that they're not going to continue doing that. Yeah, because Sark was who Saban wanted to take over for him. Now, see, I'm not surprised. I think that's probably the case, but James, do you keep hearing it? Because I keep hearing that they were on DeBoer from day one. They flew to Washington the day that he announced his retirement, from what I understand. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying that to me, of course they're going to go grab him, though. I mean, and it makes sense. They did go and get Nyblack as well, which is a big-time tight end. But you got to realize this, too. Texas doesn't go into this thing looking as great as they do. Now, I know that they've been recruiting well. But when it comes to the difference between OU and Texas, let's talk about this real quick. Right now, Oklahoma, aside from at the quarterback position, really actually has more. And Stephen G, I'm going to have to give you props on this, because you were saying we're not as young as you're talking about whenever, going into next season. You're not wrong. The more you look at it, you do have a lot of guys there are some young pieces coming into the defense. There are some young pieces coming into the offense as well. But overall, and particularly on the line, but I think the guys that you're expecting to really contribute, when you start talking about Gavin Sawchuk, you start talking about, Jalil Farouk will be back. You've got the receiving core is intact and added to as well. And some of these guys you're expecting should be a lot better. They're definitely in a better position there. They should be in a better position on the defensive line, at the linebacker position, and absolutely in a better position in the secondary. Okay. And I don't care who they bring in. That wasn't really going to change. And so to me, that's true. That's what I was, then that's what I was getting at. I think that's the case really too. You said Downs doesn't like Kirby Smart. But here's the thing, in getting kind of what we're talking about, this splurge that the Ohio State and Texas and even like Ole Miss, we've talked about that too. I mean, Ole Miss up until this past week was the clear, big spender when it came to NIL money and the portal, right? But we know, even just talking to Coach I, that Kirby and some of these other coaches are the same way, kind of similar to what we're seeing from BV. They're not going to freaking dip as heavy into that portal, knowing what it did to programs like A&M. And look at A&M's like number 2 in the portal rankings at this point too. They replaced, what did they add, 23 guys after losing 21? So they're not sitting on their hands in College Station either. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Kerwin? Glad to see you in here. G babies in year 3 of the system, and look, I think that That, and then the fact that you've got, Cole coming back. Look, I believe that there's a lot of guys that are, Jaden Jackson and David Stone. I know that was a high school game the other night, but they've basically been in a college football factory, for the past 3 years. They look ready to go. And I mean, Jaden's a load. There ain't no way he's 290. No way. No way now. I would tell you that overall, and the other thing that we were just talking about softness with Texas. They were soft already when they had T'Vondre Sweat. They were soft already, with the guys that they had up front. They're only replacing one of those offensive linemen, but look at what OU did to them down on the goal line in the Red River game. Look at what they did to them whenever they needed to stop. They got to stop. Yeah, Quinn could throw all those little underneath routes, but you had all the weapons that you had with A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy and Jatavion Sanders, and they can't freaking hit any deep shots. What are they going to do now with a bunch of new guys? I'm not buying it. Any news on Hatchet? I haven't seen any news on Hatchet, Jimmy. Not yet. I don't think you can sleep on him. And listed at 300 now, but but they've been talking about him being around 320, 330 for a while now. I haven't seen anything new on Hatchet. No. Freaks of nature. I think these guys are going to come in and play, and they may not start, and you probably don't really want them to start, right? That's not what you're looking for. But the truth of it is you're going to see guys. PJ should be really starting to come into his own this season. You would expect, if you're listening to what everybody's been talking about from the team, even guys like Ethan Downs have been saying it, that he's ready, that he's going to be a problem. I was talking on, I saw Brandon Drum on Twitter today talking about how, put those final rankings up there. And I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I was like, unbelievable to me that Devon Mitchell and Jaden Jackson and even Nigel are unbelievably underranked. And Nigel's another guy that I expect to probably get a lot of playing time, get into that rotation because of his versatility and his size, right? I can see that going down. Same thing. Hey, look, Okoye may as well. But PJ's going to get his time. He's going to start getting an opportunity to make his, to make it go. You still got Ford coming back. You've got Jacob Lacey's coming back as well. They're going to be good in that area and have a nice little rotation and some good depth. So to me, yeah, the silent killer. Yeah, that's what he is. All he does is work his ass off. All you got to do is go and look and listen to the people that know. I mean, man, when you got Aaron Donald talking about you, when he was a junior, he was talking about him. Imagine what he's looking like now. What's up, Boomer 129? Good to see you, man. Look, all I'm saying is this. It definitely sets up for Texas to be very, very good. And they've gone out there and supplemented what they had. But don't forget, they also lost Bo Davis to LSU, which actually lost them one of their big-time defensive tackle commits. He's going to Florida now over Texas. Then you've got, hey, they haven't been able to pick up anybody in the portal so far because they haven't even replaced Davis. They don't even have a guy in there. I know that there's another portal opening, at the end of spring. There's some stuff like that. But in the end, right now, I don't think that Texas is in as great a shape as everybody wants to act like they are. And here's the deal. When it comes to Jackson Arnold, and they can sit there and talk all this shit they want. Yeah, he threw 3 interceptions. Okay. He wasn't afraid to go downfield and throw them. He was a little late on some of those throws. You also saw him. There was some. Yeah. And those guys were completely underranked. And that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Jaden Jackson, Nigel, Devon Mitchell, that's criminally underrated. And if you noticed, Brandon comes back and he was like, we have them ranked higher. We have them ranked higher than any of the other services. And I was like, so you're still wrong. And what's your, or he was talking about Nigel. I want to say he said Nigel, Jaden Jackson, and he didn't bring up Devon. And shit, who else was he talking about? One other guy. But he didn't bring up Devon, he didn't bring up Okoye, he didn't, and I was like, so? And what's your excuse for Okoye and Devon Mitchell? And of course, nothing comes back from them. Those guys are full of crap, as it is, right? It here's the point. I'm going to trust the evaluation of guys like Todd Bates and guys like Coach V way more than I'm going to trust the evaluation of freaking Brandon Drum or any of their other little scouts that they got running around out there at any of the services, any of them. Because if you remember the last cycle, they had PJ Adebawari as a 3-star before he committed to Oklahoma. Then he shoots all the way up to top 5 in the country. Did you notice, though, that EPL was number 33 in the country? That's one away from being a 5-star. And I've seen him as low as like 300-400 on some of the other ones. That was the other one that he was talking about, that we've got him higher than anybody else. Good for you. You still screwed it up. There's no way that those guys aren't top 100 players. And how is it that Taylor Tatum's the number 1 ranked running back in the country and he's ranked in the 50s? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, bottom line is that you really can't even look. I don't expect them to get it all right. There's a lot of guys. It's easy to pick that top 32 or whatever, or maybe even say your top 50. After that, it gets a little muddy and a little blurry as to who's better and who's what. And it's a lot of subjectivity. You're going to know 2 or 3 years down the line who's the best when it comes to all that stuff. You're going to know then. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. That's what I said. They are all criminally low. Criminally low. And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, Stephen G? A lot of it has to do with it helps guys like Saban. It helps guys like Kirby Smart. It helps guys like Ryan Day. But it just, hey, look, we just saw that Michigan, with an average ranking of about 15 to 20 in the last 3 or 4 years, just rolled through the playoffs. They beat Alabama and they turn around and they rolled over Washington, which Washington's usually somewhere in the 30s. Yeah, they probably are. Yeah, that sucks. I don't want to watch that anymore. Oh, well. Horns down anyway. Horns down anyway. Anyway, all I got to say is, and I mean, look, where I was at, now that they're splurging like they are, and you see Texas making that big jump like they did, and everybody pouncing. Now, there's 2 sides to this. I know a lot of people want to talk about I know a lot of people want to talk about how Oklahoma is not as prepared as Texas coming in. The first year may end up showing you that, just because of the fact that Oklahoma's record is 67. I think their conference opponents' record is 67 and 30 something, 32, 34, something like that. That was their record in 2023. It's right about 500, or I think 1 game below 500 for Texas's. And if you take away Oklahoma and Georgia, they're 14 games under 500, the opponents for Texas in the conference. It is weak. Okay. Not only that, but here you are, you're going in, you've made a playoff run. If they were going to win it, and this is something if they were going to win it, this was their year to win it right here. They should have that ball should have never been in the air until Washington proved they could stop it. And they didn't. They never proved that they could stop the run. They didn't make them. So for all this love for Sark, I don't understand what they were doing there, right? Then you get down there and they go through that and hey, you're down on the 11, 12-yard line. And they gifted you an opportunity to go in and win the game at the end. And you're afraid to take shots at the end zone from the 12? It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense at all. I think it's just wild. Bottom line is, I would tell you right now, oh, man, I think we're going to get Sippin Sooner in here real quick. Sorry about that, Sippin. Yeah, I want to get Sippin in there for sure. All right. It's a conspiracy. Hey, man, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but all I'm telling you is that, and you can even almost understand it, man. You don't want to embarrass both. You might want to embarrass one, but you don't want to embarrass both. And I mean, you've got right now, the national media wants to be in love with Texas. They do. They want to be in love with Texas. Nah. What do you mean? I'm not. It's a sip. Just look at the numbers, Boomer. Just look at the numbers. Who hasn't been able to beat Texas in a while? Sooner Cowboys. Oklahoma just beat them and out-toughed them in the spots. It wasn't just that you won the game. It's that the spots that they were supposed to dominate, offensive line against our defensive line against OU's offensive line, they didn't dominate shit. They didn't. Say whatever you want about Quinn. The guy had interceptions in the game. Stupid throws. You know? Yeah, he completed 19 passes. All of them were underneath. What did it get them? What did it get them? Not much, man. Yeah, men's hoops. It is what it is. Hey, Porter has turned it around a lot this year in comparison to a year ago, right? And this is a freaking ridiculous conference. There's going to be ebbs and flows to it. Yeah. Well, and look, ESPN and everybody else has wanted to love on Texas for a long time now. They have. Hell, ESPN freaking gifted them a damn network of their own, which is what blew up the Big 12. All of it. Okay. Yeah, they were bad last year. Look, though, yeah, if you were going to win, you probably should have won this one, particularly at home. You know, it's not like, and Chris Beard isn't there anymore. So, yeah, I agree with you. I still think Porter's a good coach, man. Yeah. Goal with this conference is just to get in the playoffs. They love talking Longhorns versus Sooners. Yeah, that's everybody's doing it. The one thing I'll say, and I'm not one of those guys that agrees with Josh Pate on everything. I did agree with him quite a bit on what he was talking about when he was saying that I don't know what you all are expecting out of these two programs, you know, that they're just going to come in and like take a seat at the back of the bus, please. It's not happening. Hey, welcome into the show. Our dude, the Sippin Sooner. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, man?
How you been, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's been a minute.
It has, man. I hear you got a new gig and
man,
all over the country these days, huh?
Yeah, man. It's tearing my ass up too, man. I can't lie.
Is it?
Yeah. But you know, I gotta do what I gotta do, man.
Hey, man, make that money while you can. Shoot. You only got so much time to do it. You got in here just the right time. It's not really what we wanted to see coming out of the basketball team losing to Texas, but we can still talk some shit about them.
Always.
Hey man, everybody in here glad to see you. Guys, if you're happy to see the Sippin' Sooner in here, make sure you hit that damn like button. Subscribe to the channel. Go over and subscribe to Sippin' Sooner as well. If you're not already a subscriber, which I'm sure most of the folks in here are, congratulations again on hitting 1,000 subs, man. That was good to see, man. I saw that day when it popped up, and I was like, oh, yeah. You were talking about it in the video like we're one away. Come on.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I was, like I said, I was out on the road, and I was like sitting in the 900s, and I was like, man, I kind of hope they wait until I get back, so I can do a video and all that. But yeah, it worked out good, man. Worked out good.
Hey, man, it's been a lot of fun watching your show, man. You are highly entertaining. Love hearing what you got to say, man. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I appreciate that, man.
Everybody in here is a Sippin' Sooner faithful, they say.
Yes, sir.
I'm loving that. Yes, sir. Hey, we were just talking a lot about. I know you talked a little bit about it on one of your shows. I had that video about it this past week as well, talking about who's more prepared going into it. Everybody's going to sit here and talk Texas, and it's easy to do because they've recruited very well according to the rankings and stuff. But as something we were just talking about in here right now is that, look, there's some ridiculous rankings on some of these players that Oklahoma picked up. And I'm definitely of the belief that you got to trust the evaluations of Todd Bates, Brent Venables a lot more than I'm going to trust any of these recruiting services, number one, especially when you have Devon Mitchell like 240 something in the country. The dude was a top 5 recruit for the 25 class, and you dropped him 250 freaking places damn near.
Yeah.
That don't make no damn sense. Jaden Jackson, we just watched what those two cats did in the freaking Polynesian game.
Dominated,
bro. Dominated. Look, I don't want to hear, and then not to mention the fact Bo Davis is gone, LSU. They lost both of their defensive tackle studs, right? That to the NFL, they're gone. All their receivers, tight end. I know they got Nyblack coming in from Alabama. They're trying to raid the portal as well, coming from those Alabama kids, which I understand. There's plenty of reason to question why Oklahoma isn't, except why they're not.
Yep.
You know why they're not. They're not going to overpay for kids and freaking screw up. We've said it a bunch. You cannot do anything in spite of your culture you're trying to build. If you go against that one time, you're going to have to do it all the time, which is what we're seeing from Ohio State. Texas has never had a problem doing it, but Ohio State, Missouri, or Mississippi, Ole Miss, and then of course, hey man, Kirby was licking his chops thinking that he had those guys locked up, right?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, I'm sitting here thinking this is a good place to be if you're Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that it's gotten to this point, man. It's almost like you almost have to get on in the boat, man. You know what I mean? If you got to go out and it's like they fighting handicap. You know what I mean? Like, like they got their arms tied, man, because they can't. Like you said, he wants to keep the culture, but he don't want to overpay for one player to bring him into the locker room, and then that'd be a problem. And especially like I said, if it's a true freshman who really ain't got the reps or film or anything like that to prove anything. So,
right.
Man.
Well, and I mean, I think if anything, you're probably hoping that you would have gotten the 5-star offensive tackle. Although he didn't really show that he was a 5-star guy or one of the top dudes in the country in his first year at LSU.
Exactly.
So what he was expecting to get, I'm sure he got it. I'm sure he got it at Tennessee because Josh is a little bit freaking concerned about his freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
And keeping his blind side good. Look, I understand it. It just feels like, if anything, that one's the one that feels like a bit of a miss to me. If there was anybody that maybe you need to dump a little cash on, especially after what happened with the whole, Green deal,
right.
with the Caden Green deal. Maybe you make an exception there. But again, can you make exceptions and expect for your culture to be right?
You could have even played it off and just made us all, say, hey, this is 1 for 1, with him and Caden Green. You know what I mean? And so the money you was giving Caden Green, give it to him, maybe even a little extra since he got that year under his belt now,
Right.
But
I agree, man.
Yeah, it's sad.
But here's where I was at on it. And when you start looking at, obviously they want Texas to look good going into the SEC, because after the Georgia game, the rest of their schedule is a combined 14 games under 500 in 2023.
Yeah, you already know
if they get a split between Oklahoma and Georgia, which I don't know that they will, but even if they don't, 2 losses might still get you in the title game.
Oh yeah. No doubt. Most definitely. Yeah, they got the easy schedule this year. It's gonna be interesting to see what it's gonna look like the next year, though. Because if they flip roles, then I think it's gonna line up good for us.
Exactly. Well, and we've been I know a lot of us have been pointing to 2025 anyway.
I
even said in that video that I think that it's gonna stay the same overall. You look at the first 5 years, the first 10 years, I think Oklahoma's gonna have more success, just like they always have more success.
Yeah.
Texas always wins the offseason.
Yeah.
They always win the offseason. They've lost 7 of 10 to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Red River game, they got out physicaled, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they did. I even had a little bit of doubt. I was like, man, Texas is strong down them trenches now. We're going to have to do something. Then we went out there and started putting it on their ass.
That was when where they were supposed to kill everybody at. They were going to dominate the trenches, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. got out muscled, out hustled, everything, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That offensive line that they were crowing about, that nobody was going to stop them.
Man.
They didn't.
No.
Dylan Brooks had that one good run for that touchdown, but really they didn't break anything else, and we stop them down there on the freaking 1 yard line 4 plays in a row.
Yeah, man. Yeah, defense was popping that day, man. I enjoyed that.
All I was getting at, okay, so you look at that, then you look at Ohio State, because Ohio State has been the type that they didn't really want to overspend. Now they spent a bunch on Quinn Ewers whenever they got him because they really wanted him. Then he turns around and leaves, and it made them like, you know what? We're not going to do that. But then you lose 3 in a row to Michigan, and then you watch Michigan win the national championship game, and look at what they just did. Right? So here's the question. It's right here at the bottom. What if the NIL splurge that these guys are doing doesn't result in a title run, especially when you have a schedule like what you see from Texas, and even for that matter, Ohio State. Ohio State's look, Harbaugh's on his way out. It's almost a done deal with San Diego. And I don't think there's any way he could stay. His running back and quarterback are gone. They're not going to win again. He can leave on top and never have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
He just delivered a national championship that they hadn't seen since the freaking 40s.
Starving.
Yeah. Yep. Man. Andrew Rain. Dan Rain dropped his whole nuts on the field that day. He sure did. 5 sacks on him against that offensive line.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody sacked them like that the whole year.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I mean, I guess it ain't gonna matter for Texas because they're gonna do what they do every damn off season anyway. For Ohio State, though, man, if they almost have to get it done. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah. Could you imagine if they lost to Michigan 4 years in a row twice? That means twice at home.
We don't even need to say Ryan Day's ass is out of there. They was already talking about getting rid of him,
Right. Purple or Ole Miss is going to be a good test case. Can you buy a national championship or a conference with Ole Miss? Well, here's the thing. Don't forget that Georgia ain't going nowhere. That's my number 1 team. I don't think that all this spending did shit. Even not getting Caleb Downs, even not getting getting some of these guys. They did get some of them, and they went and took their secondary coach. That's going to help Georgia. Don't think for 1 second with Carson Beck coming back that they're still not the favorite.
Yeah,
because they are. I mean, what
Yeah.
we're gonna believe in Will Howard? Come on.
Oh man,
Ain't no way.
somebody getting a bill of goods on that one.
A bill of goods, right? How is he on a hotter seat than Riley? I don't know that he is. But what I'm saying is his team is probably in a better position to win. So if you don't win, does the seat immediately boil? You've lost 3 in a row to your rival. They just won the national championship. You're kind of screwed, man.
There is no. He has to win this year. It's gonna be curtains. I'm telling you, man. Yeah. I mean, not so much us, as outsiders looking in. Like the people who are up there, man. They ain't really pleased with him right now.
What the hell has Ryan Day done?
And that's what they saying.
He's had I mean, look, I get it that his losses have come to Michigan, and in the playoff.
Yeah.
But out of the trips, you've won 1 game, but you go that many times to the playoff, and what did they go like 4 times? He's been 4 times and hasn't, and he's won like once.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta.
Yeah.
This is another one of those places that kind of like Oklahoma, getting there doesn't mean shit. Especially if can you imagine losing 3 in a row to Texas? What BV's out the door. Bye.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. Get his ass out of here.
Get his ass out of here. And it wouldn't matter who it is.
No.
It wouldn't matter who it is. I think Riley will be lucky to go 8-4.
This year?
Yeah.
Shit.
He's got to start out. They're starting off with LSU.
That's already a loss.
Yeah. We could go through and look at that. I think they're in trouble. And I think that his seat is hot. Here's one thing. Believe it or not, they are putting some effort into this defensive thing. Now, whether or not you can do that through the portal or not, I don't know. But new coach, and they're bringing in a bunch of new coaches that are doing their thing, but I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, it's like this. We have to wait and see what the defense is going to look like first because, he keeps bringing in athletes. He just can't put it together, So, but I think he
still didn't fire Wiley.
Hey, I know. I mean, he still ain't realized what his kryptonite is yet.
We're gonna get rid of the entire defensive staff pretty much. Bring in the guys from the league.
Oh,
we're gonna keep the yoga instructor around.
I mean,
good stuff.
I just don't know how no one around him or close to him has told his ass yet, man. Hey, man, this motherfucker needs to go.
They're talking about it out there. I know they're talking about it out there, man. I watch these shows just for good laughs.
Yes. Yeah. Man.
Those clowns out there.
I figured it was already, you didn't have to, mention it. It was automatic when Grinch left,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But even the guys that you usually hear, like, Prangley and those dudes are always going to take up for Lincoln, right? Yeah. Always. But then you've got, what was the one dude's, the other guy that's always on the Voice of College Football with him, the other, man, Hank, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's been talking shit and saying they had to get rid of Wiley. And he was talking to, I want to say, it was probably old boy.
I think USCJ said it one time.
USCJ said it plenty. USCJ, one thing I give USCJ props. He's sunshine pumped some.
Oh yeah.
But when it gets bad enough, he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" You know,
when he ain't got no choice but to tell it like it is.
No, yeah. I mean, he's sunshine punks, but not to the extent that some of these guys do. And you heard Prangley's little punk asses over there talking about, "I got all these receipts. I can't wait. Y'all better be glad and pile on now because when he goes through and does what he does." Bro, we saw what he does. You've already seen it. You didn't have as much runway for him to screw up with when he got to LA.
Man,
that you had it whenever he got to Norman.
Man, yeah. It's gonna be tragic,
Matt. Yep. He was talking about Matt. He's been running Wiley out. He's been running, all of them out. and Lincoln for that matter, even. Funny stuff, man. Oh yeah, no doubt. But here's the thing: is that's the difference, though, right there. And this is what I'm talking about: the difference between Oklahoma and Texas. Now, yes, Texas could very well have a better record in the first season in the SEC. I said that on the video. They could very well do that, guys.
They better.
They better, yeah. With that, they may not, though. I wouldn't even be surprised if Oklahoma. Look, if Jackson plays like we think he's going to play year 2, year 3 in the system, whatever.
Yeah.
Then and you see some things out of this offensive line that that maybe you see, maybe you don't. If you see some of these things go down, Oklahoma could easily go 10-2.
Oh yeah,
they could easily go 8-4, but they could easily go 10-2 if things fall the right way. I'm never going to tell you that Mizzou is going to beat Oklahoma. Never going to happen.
Listen, you think we're going to beat Alabama now?
I think they should. Yeah, I think they should.
See, before Nick, that was a loss, though, right? Probably.
No, maybe it's a home game. It's a home game. The thing is I'm not a big believer in Milroe.
I'm with you on that. It would have been good.
Yeah, I think it's a game that you might win. It's one of those games that it's a pick'em game. Maybe it's if you're going through the season, you pick it as a half because you're not sure, right?
Yeah.
I think that, but I also think that your road games, even the Missouri game for that matter, because they did go and win 11 games, right? I think it was a soft 11, but they did win 11, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got on the road at LSU. I think that they're going to be in pretty good shape when it comes to to their quarterback position. They're still in good shape. They freaking went and got the entire defensive staff from Missouri.
So you believe in Nussmeier?
I think Nussmeier's not bad, man. He can spin it. Right? Kind of surprised that they didn't go a little heavy and go get another portal guy. But
right. I mean, me personally, I don't think he's going to be anything close to Jaden.
Well, but yeah, well, no, I don't think anybody. The guy just had an all-time freaking.
Yeah, but look what he had to do though, just to carry that team.
Yeah,
because without him, that's straight ass.
This is a good question from Hank. If Quinn goes down again, which he's never made it through a full season, let's remember that. Is Arch the guy to get the wins? No. But he doesn't, but he's not going to go up against the best of the best either.
Hey,
unless he gets into the Oklahoma or the Georgia game, Arch gets to play the JV schedule.
Yeah.
And LSU, man, the problem with LSU is it doesn't even matter when they're bad. If you end up having to play them at nighttime in Baton Rouge, that's a tough place to win, bro. Tough place to win. Same with Auburn. I don't know how much I believe in Hugh Freeze and everything. That I don't know that I believe in it so much. They lost to New Mexico State there. And I don't think Oklahoma has to Oklahoma is ignorant to what it's like at Jordan-Hare Stadium. They don't have to know about it. And maybe ignorance is bliss when you're talking about that.
Right.
That being said, they've won 75% of their games all time at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Period. Right? Yeah. That's a tough place to go win. Ole Miss was undefeated the last couple of years at at the Grove they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to win at LSU at night. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Coach. I put a link in there if you want to pop in. If not, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you. No matter what, all I'm saying is that these guys are set up. Look, it's Oklahoma's going to have a tough go of it. They definitely got the rougher schedule first year in, but I guarantee you, I stand by the first 5 years, Oklahoma's going to have more success in the SEC.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You can just see it building toward it, already. Even though to some people, it ain't moving as along as quickly as they would like it to move, but it's moving, man. And like you say, I'm like you, 2025, man. Like you say, I don't know if we'll win it, but we damn sure gonna push for it.
Yeah. Look, I think that, until further notice, Georgia has. I think that they kind of got screwed out of their playoff spot. They shouldn't have lost the game to Alabama.
Hey,
but
I ain't feeling sorry for Georgia.
I ain't feeling sorry for them either, but I also think that they're still loading up, man.
No doubt.
I was just watching Coach I, and then before we came on, they're talking about this running back, this freaking a 4.2, 4.3 guy. Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus they got ETN coming in. It's not like they're hurting.
No.
It's not like they're hurting, man.
No. Matter of fact, it sounds like they finna make sure they pick back up on those championships starting next season.
That's right. Welcome into the show. Well, maybe. Let's see what happens. He pops in or not. We may have him. Oh, Coop trying to come in. Coop. There he is.
What's up, go.
How's it going, guys?
How you doing, man? You got your microphone on? It's a little quiet.
Hold on a second. Let me reposition. There we go. How about now?
The coach is coming in too. Coach is coming in from the legislature, and I think he was having some drinks earlier. So let's see how he's feeling. Coach, what's up, my man? Coach. You don't hear us. We'll give him a minute. Hey, Neilio, thank you very much for the super chat. Good evening to you all, he says. Our boy from KC Mo. Welcome into the show, Coach I. Shawty. Yeah, push that timetable up. Hey, man, it may have. But as you were, and look, we're gonna. I was telling these guys, Coop, that we actually decided, because Coach, I wasn't sure if Coach was going to get in here or not, and then I want to get Coach I and Shawty in here as well to kind of do these rankings. So we may push for Thursday on them coach rankings.
Okay.
But so we'll definitely find something out on that. But
you lucky too, man, because I had mine ready.
Do you? Yeah, I know you did. You lying?
I did. I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you can throw them up there, man. I ain't scared. I got mine ready too. So the Coop.
Mm-hmm.
Coach did. Coach, where you at, Coach? Coach got some problems going on in there.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, well, he was a little bit earlier, so he was doing a sipping sooner, man. Coming in for the rankings. Hey, we're gonna wait on that till we can get you guys in here with us there, Shawty. We're trying to get you guys in here with us too.
Come on in. The water's warm.
The water is warm. But hey, taking a look at it's right below you there, Coop. We're just talking about all the money that's being spent up in Columbus, all the money that's been spent, obviously, in at Ole Miss too, but Texas even. They're pushing all in, and Texas has got this cake schedule coming up for 2024 as well. What if these guys don't make a run? What if they don't make a run? I mean, Ryan Day, I think that he's in deep shit if he doesn't make one now. Although I don't know how much you can believe in Will Howard, but
I mean, so up in Columbus, I mean, he's got a completely different deal, because if Harbaugh does take an NFL job, how does that affect everything else going on? Because I tell you what would be not very good for the faithful in Columbus is if they turn it over to Sherrone Moore, and Sherrone Moore starts stomping mud holes in Ohio State. Day is gone. He's done. He's gone immediately. If he loses once to Sherrone Moore, he's gone immediately, because they're not going to do it. You don't come in and your main goal at Ohio State is obviously try to go play for a championship, but it's slightly more redundant of after waking up is beating Michigan. So it's just a different thing, because that rivalry right there. If you look at like an Auburn, Alabama, it's not a one-sided rivalry. If you look at OU, Texas here recently, not
pretty one-sided. Pretty one-sided.
Yeah, not super equal. And then there's there's a midseason scrimmage that happens with a team out right off I-35 that we will not be playing anymore. Kind of the same thing. So if you have Ryan Day losing to Strone Moore this year, that's just a bad look. Now, as far as cashing in, I mean, I think you throw in Ole Miss there too, because they're unloading right then and there. All of this can be said with this is, what the hell else did you think was going to happen when this whole thing started? It was, I mean, it was essentially like somebody busted up the front window of a convenience store or a supermarket, and there's a huge crowd of unruly folks just standing outside. And it's like, once one person took off running inside the store, everything was going to break and all hell was going to break loose. And that's what we're seeing. And so I want to see one of these situations to where, you need a bombshell to go off in order for some rules or regulations. But it's pretty crazy that in 3 years, we still really haven't seen anything just outlandish happen.
Right.
Maybe the Rashada stuff, and that's getting kind of looked into now. But I mean, this has been pretty like toe the line, barely cross over the line. Like, nobody's Leroy Jenkins this mother, yet. And as soon as that happens, then you're going to see some bumper bowling happen.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing though, to me, I think it looks bad if you're Texas and you probably, your chance to win the Natty was this year. They should have found a way to get it done, right? Then you get the JV schedule going into the first year of the SEC play. And if you don't find a way to at least get into the conference championship game and back into the playoff, I think you're in deep shit if you're Sark. Yeah. Or it tells you a lot about who Texas is.
Yep.
I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at on
it. Does nobody understand that your top three receivers are gone? The thing that made you a team in that defensive line, that's gone. Colin Simmons is going to be a dude. He is going to be a dude. But
he's a freshman.
I believe it was a Chris Rock stand-up. And it says like there was like one black dude now in NHL, and it's like, no, we haven't taken over the sport. That's one lonely brother out there, and that's what Colin Simmons is going to be looking at. Is you don't have a T'Vondre Sweat out there right next to him. You've got one guy, and I just don't see it. So if you're Texas, you're loading up. I brought it up on our show. It's like the old 2001 Washington Redskins when they brought in LeVar Arrington and Deion Sanders, and they went after all these big, and they went 8-8, and everybody was waiting to see this super team. Guys, there's a lot that goes into team chemistry, and when you bring a bunch of mercenaries in, the moment that they go mercenary, everybody's going to take a kind of step back and be like, oh, I don't know if I want to be tied in with that. So it didn't work at Miami. It didn't work at A&M, but every single coach will tell you they're the one that can make it happen. They're the one that can make that guy believe. They're the one that can turn crazy. And that's why all these
Lane Kiffin's doing it too, but I think you got to kind of do it if you're Lane, right? I mean, you've done everything but beat these big time players, these big time teams. Probably a good time for you to go all in if you're Lane. You know what I mean? Welcome to the show, Coach I.
Hey. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, Coach.
What's up? We're just speaking of the Devils, about the Bulldogs and Georgia Bulldogs.
Hey, you know how it is, dog. Hey, we're about to win this first 12-team playoff. We'll go ahead and break the ice for y'all.
Hey, man. Well, if y'all beat Texas, that'll mean that they lose 2 in a row. It'll mean they lose 2 in a row in the season.
Could be. I think it's gonna be tough, but it's on the road. We got to go to Texas, so I think it'll be tough. But I think we got something for them. We'll see.
Yep. I think y'all be in good shape.
Yeah, this guy's healthy. Health always plays a part. We got like 8 running backs, but the problem is last year, like a lot of them didn't stay healthy. So if they don't stay healthy, Like, if everybody healthy, then I don't see a lot of. I don't know if I see anybody beating us, but health plays a big part in that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So,
Well, I think that Carson Beck has proved that he's the dude, right?
I've been a Carson Beck fan since his junior year of high school. So I try to tell these people who's in good hands. So it just sometimes it takes you to see it on the field to know it. But
sure,
yeah, Carson. I think Carson's gonna have a Heisman-like season. I don't know if he's gonna win the Heisman, but yeah, I don't know. We gotta have too many playmakers for that. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's gonna be another good season. But I think that, everything that we've been talking about too is that, man, we don't know what this season is going to look like, really. I mean, you got a 12-team playoff. It's the whole freaking thing has turned upside down.
Yeah.
As far as the way that things are being played out. But I'm still of the belief, like what we're talking about in here. I think that Ohio State, they went all in here because I think they're going to find out right now if Ryan Day's the guy or not. And just like what Coop was just saying, go ahead and lose to Michigan again. See how that goes.
I guess the question is, my bad, Coop, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Ohio State's reloading. What the hell has been happening at Ohio State for the past 2 years? They've had 3 to 5 first-round wide receivers. What the hell do you mean you're reloading? TreVeyon Henderson is already a preseason all AP, first teamer. So yeah, you bring in Quinshon Judkins. That's terrific and all, but
is it though? Is it though? It doesn't sound like they were too upset that he left at Ole Miss.
No.
Well, I think that was
surprising.
I think it was more, and this is just me speculating. I think it was more of a he would say, "Give me the bag," or
right.
And Kiffin was like, "Cool." Like Kiffin's offense has never struggled to score points, regardless of who's in the backfield. So I think, we heard the audio leak of Kiffin and the guy that didn't show up for practice and then call. So Kiffin is on record by saying that he doesn't like the transfer portal NIL. He uses it, but he doesn't like it. So I think Jucky was like, "Pay me, dog," and he was like, "Nah, bro, you get what you get." And then he was like, "I'm out." But I'm with Coop, man. Like they got a lot of talent in Ohio State, but tell me the last year they didn't have a lot of talent in Ohio State.
Exactly. And I think at quarterback they're worse. I
was about to say that. The only difference this year is they don't have a CJ Stroud. So just like this past year, they didn't have a CJ Stroud.
You're hanging it on Will Howard. I'm wondering what's going on, bro.
Listen,
bro. Like, I'm sorry, but Will Howard.
Does he have to compete for that starting job or what?
I would he do. Listen,
I don't know if he's gonna be the starter, man.
Bro, Aaron Nolan and Julian saying early enrollees, these boys are super talented, dog. Like super talented. And saying, I think if given a fair shot and they learn the playbook, I think Saying can win the job. To be honest with you,
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Watching the way he threw at Elite 11. If you watched any of that, dude, he looked like the real deal.
Bro,
no doubt about it.
The dude can ball.
It's I've had Saban tabbed as the Alabama starter for next year, prior to the season even starting, and I never felt any different with Milroe's performance, but now he heads over there, but at the same time, I mean, what kind of chaos does this look like with all these quarterbacks and everybody? I mean, does Will Howard get the Spencer Sanders treatment to where he transfers in and ends up as a third string quarterback? Because that's not what the portal's for, right, kids? No, I mean, this year
find out real quick during spring that he may not get it. He may be back in the portal after the spring's over.
I was about to say there's another spring another window, and the difference is like he doesn't come in like he doesn't know their playbook. He's played in college, but he doesn't know Ohio State's playbook any more than Aaron Nolan or Saying.
Facts.
So,
right.
Facts.
Somebody, I don't know, one of those three will be in the portal April 15th. I don't know which one. One of them guys is from April 15th to the 30th. One of them dudes is in the portal.
You don't think they're gonna be willing to stick around and fight it out the next season?
Ain't Will Howard a junior?
No, hell no.
Yeah, senior.
No, he's definitely he was.
Will Howard, he's lucky he used to be playing now.
He's a grad transfer, so he's got 2 years. And Neilio, this is the K-State guy, so he said soft-spoken, easygoing Colin Klein to coach him in Manhattan. and he still had a hard time dealing with adversity in our locker room. You think it gets easier with Bill O'Brien? There's the other good question.
Yeah, I was just about to say they went from the guy they had to Bill O'Brien, who got ran out of Alabama and just had the worst NFL offense this past season. Like, why people keep hiring Bill O'Brien, bro? Like, that's not. I don't know. Yeah,
no, it's
Rip to Ugga, man. Appreciate you, Purple.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. I was that kind of pissed me off what I saw from PETA on freaking Twitter earlier today, man.
They always got something to say, man. Hey, listen, man. The winning is Ugga and UGA history, man. So
yeah,
I don't know, but you know those Bulldogs don't have long lives anyway. So
right. No, and that's what. Yeah. Shout out to Ugga, man. Rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace, sir.
I think he's on the. I don't even know if I say hot seat. I think if he loses to Michigan and Jim Harbaugh's not there, I think he gets fired after the game.
Yeah, he may not make it to the freaking locker room before they fire his ass. What's up, Coach? You with us now? Can you hear us?
I'm trying.
I think we got some connectivity issues.
Yeah, like Shawty said, you got to put some more quarters in, man.
Put some more quarters in it, Coach. You there? Can you hear us?
I think he on a delay.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see.
Shit in Santa Fe ain't good.
Hey, man, I'm with Sippin, man. Let's talk about these coaches. I got a top 5. I ain't got a whole list. I got a top 5.
Yeah, top 5. You want to talk coaches? Let's talk coaches. We'll talk a little bit of coaches.
SEC coaches, yeah, I got a top
SEC
5.
coaches. You know you got more than 5. Come on.
Well, I got a top 5, but I can tell you my top 5. I can give you the bottom 4, and then everybody else in the middle.
That's what I did too. That's what I did too.
All right.
The bottom 4. Lebby, because he hasn't coached the game as a head coach, so he automatically goes to the bottom because I don't know what he can do. So that's no indictment on him. He hasn't been a head coach. So
yeah.
Hey, Shawty, didn't I send you one?
I don't know. I think he said he might need it. I don't know. Right above him is my guy. I like him, but he just is having problems getting it done, and that's Sam Pittman.
So okay, hold up. let me figure this out. We got Shawty coming in too. All right. Okay. All right, cool. So I was about to see if I'm gonna have to bring him in or not. Let's see, there he is.
Okay. Yeah. All right. But yeah, man, I start, like I said, these are the bottom 4.
Shawty, you look like you've been drinking, bro. Your video's a little messed up.
What am I looking at?
Not like
you look like you're in the. It looks like you're in the. What's the thing at the carnival? The mirrors that you go. The house of mirrors.
There
we go. Better.
You look like a damn circus.
Yeah. That's what's up. Welcome to the show, Shawty Parker.
Gentlemen.
Shawty.
Oh, we just lost Coach again. Welcome into the show, man. Our former Georgia Bulldog wide receiver, Shawty Thad Parker. What's up, my man? How you been?
How's it going, gentlemen? It's a pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
Excited about these coaching rankings.
But now that we got everybody with these 5 right here, and I could throw in a few from I've got something from Brenskie supposed to be popping in here too. He had his coaches as well. Hey, let's talk about it. Let's talk about these. We could kind of tier them out. There's 16 teams, 16 programs. We can go into 4 tiers, 4 in each tier. Let's start off at the bottom. Who's number 16? Let's go around, starting with you, Sippin Sooner.
Man, I got Clark Lee, man.
Man, how you
and the reason why I'm gonna say that, man, is because it is what it is, man. We'll never know if he's good or what at Vanderbilt, man.
Okay.
You got him butt naked last.
Yeah,
butt naked last.
Yeah.
I love it.
You was pulling hard for Clark.
I was pulling for Clark, dog. Come on now,
man. I'm sorry.
How many SEC games he won since he got to the?
But he's only been there 2 years, though.
Well, I get it, but how many has he won? Two
more than Jeff Lebby.
Think
more
two.
than Jeff Lebby. Two more than Jeff Lebby.
Can I ask a question? Are we talking about who the hottest? Or are we talking about head coaches over their career, or who
Over
just
their
the
career.
hottest right now?
Who's the
Okay.
best? Who's the best? Whatever metric
Coaching
you want to put
ability.
on it. If you can make the argument, then we'll let you make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm letting y'all. I'm coming at like who can actually coach, and who's
Right.
done it for a little while. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's why like I said, that's why I'm with Coop. Like Jeff Lebby, I know nothing against him. He just hasn't coached a game, so I can't say he's better than anybody on the list. I can't say he's worse than. I mean, I can say he's worse because he hasn't coached.
Is he? Go ahead.
So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Nothing against Lebby. I think he's a fine OC.
Hey, after 3 games, Vanderbilt actually had one of the top offenses in the country after 3 games. Now, everybody else had only played 2 games, but
right.
I mean, it was close enough. So
right. But hey, you got him last. Who? I guess, Coach, you got rankings, Coach.
Coach, you with us?
Yeah, I just got back in here. I've been struggling, guys.
Okay.
Oh, he wastes whiskey on the mic.
What? Shawty, will you go with yours number 16 right now?
I think I have a different list from you guys, but are we talking about the guy from Mississippi, right?
Yeah, Mississippi State.
Yeah, I got to bring him in last. He hasn't coached the game.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
0 head coaching wins.
He's my number 16 as well.
Yeah, got to bring him in last.
All right. I'm not going with Jeff Lebby because he's a Sooner, so I'm not going to do it. I don't have to. I ain't. Clark Lee, it is. Clark Lee, it is. Yeah, Clark Lee. I don't know that it's any different. I mean, it's a toss up with these guys. I think that even if Lebby's to win games this year and Clark isn't, like you probably expect him to not, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's any better. You know, I don't know that. I don't know. So we'll find out. You know, we're gonna find out pretty quick, I would imagine. Yeah, Coach, who you got as your number 16 coach in the SEC coming in?
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. I knew it. I knew that was the answer, bro. This is why I love Coach. If you guys haven't noticed, we got a few new items in the pod merchandise. That is the next shirt that goes in. It will be in by morning. I don't give a shit by Coach Roybal.
All right.
I can't wait to see what y'all got Napier.
Next, number 15.
You know
Coach, stop stealing the thunder, Coach.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, just a side note. Just a side note. Clark Lee is 1-1.
Shit, coach him up.
At
Can't coach
Vanderbilt.
him up. Get that stuff out of the get.
Clark Lee is 1-1 versus Napier. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, hey, listen. Go ahead. Sippin Sooner, give us number 15.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I got Mike Elko.
Wow.
Woo. Our lists are very different.
Our lists are very different. All right. Well, let's see.
I'm looking at the list.
Let's see. Okay, so Coop.
Napier. I mean, he needs a splint to keep that thing pointing up. It ain't working. You know, it's the program's in shambles. The on-field product is in shambles. Everything is in shambles. I don't know how the hell the guy's got a job outside of that buyout.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you there. All right, Coach.
I don't give a shit.
Coach Roybal, do you not give a shit about this one either?
You know, guys, I'm sorry, I'm struggling over here my video and everything. So I'm just catching bits and pieces.
Okay. All right. Well, all right.
Just like Billy Napier's coaching
I don't
job.
give a shit about that either.
Kind of like Billy Napier. Okay. All right, Shawty.
I'm going with. I have to agree with my friend. I'm going with Napier too because I think in totality he does the least with the most.
Ooh, I like it.
That's not bad.
I like it. All right, man. I got Pittman, man, just slightly below Napier. So yeah, Pittman is number 15 for me. And I if anybody has watched me on YouTube, I really do like Pittman as an offensive line coach. I just don't think he's the guy to get it done.
Don't like him as anything else. Okay. Look there. Here's SEC Mo coming into the show.
There go my guy. What
there
it do?
There he is.
He right in time for me to say Pittman is the second worst coach.
What's up, bros? No, I agree with that. I mean,
yeah, I know, though.
Y'all doing all right, fellas?
Yes,
What's
sir.
Up, my man? How you been?
Man, I just got out of hibernation, man. I had to take a post-work nap today.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Sometimes you just have those days. Sometimes you just have those days.
One of those days. Today was one of those days, man. I'm glad to be here, fellas.
All right.
So you got here at since you're a little behind, we're ranking the top. Well, we're ranking them bottom to top.
Yeah.
SEC coaches. Who do you got for 16 and 15?
Oh man, I'm going Sam Pittman at number 16 because I feel like he has. I'm being honest, and I'm telling you that because I think that he has his predecessor sitting in the offensive coordinator position right now. He's clearly on the hot seat more so than Billy
Predecessor and replacement.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that he's more so on the hot seat than Billy Napier because I think that if he loses any of the first 3 games, he's out. Period. I think that Billy Napier has a chance to at least make it halfway through the season.
But Jeff Levy ain't even coached no game though, dog.
Hey,
man, you just throw your old man under the bus.
That's what I already told you, man. He's OU, baby.
At this point, he's undefeated in the SEC. You know what I'm saying?
He's lost less games.
I love it.
Exactly.
Right. One less and lost less. Right. Okay,
So,
I got you.
I'm putting. I can't rank Billy Napier at number 15, so I'll put Clark Lee because I think he has a worse situation than Vanderbilt.
But what about his coach? He beat Napier though. He
took the job, Coach. He took the job, man.
Exactly. I'm going by what I think the teams are going to be capable of, and whether or not I think that they can coach their way out of a bad situation. I don't think Sam Pittman can coach his way out of a wet paper bag, man.
How did I know that was the next thing that was coming out of your mouth, SEC?
Hey, Jason. Yes, I'm gonna say this one quick thing, and I'm gonna be done with this. SEC Mo, I just know you have come a long way from the first time you and I talked.
We did. I have. I no longer dwell in the midst of fantasy anymore. You know what I mean? I deal in reality these days. And the reality of the situation is that Sam Pittman doesn't even know when to call timeout, man. I don't need to have that as a head coach. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying this.
With the guy that is your squad, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing with you.
That's my team. I bleed Razorback red, bro. I bleed Razorback red, man, through and through. But I do know that he is not the answer at head coach at the University of Arkansas now, past, or in the future.
Got it.
And there it is. And it looked so promising when he got there.
It did. But you know what saved him? You know what saved Sam Pittman those first 2 years? Barry Odom. Barry Odom was the acting head coach, and Sam Pittman was the head of or the face of the program. I think that Barry Odom's tenure at Missouri and his experience as a head coach, not only as a leader of men, but also as a defensive mind, is what guided Sam Pittman on a daily basis to make the decisions that he made. Without Barry Odom, we are now seeing the result of what it would have been early on in Sam Pittman's tenure without Barry Odom.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. Now, Shawty, you had Napier at 15. Who did you have at 16 before you go?
At 16, I had
Lebby.
Yeah, I had Lebby at 16.
Okay.
But at 15, damn, it's hard not to put down Pittman after that. At 15, I don't even know if I can even argue against it at this point.
Hey, that's why I got him.
Shit, I'm gonna go Pittman. Hell,
I'm going Pittman too.
Okay. So we've got Lebby and Pittman. Ooh, Lordy.
I think everybody bottom three might be the same. I don't know what order you got them in, but the bottom three.
Yeah.
That top five is going to get.
That top
I
five
didn't
is
even
going
put
to
Lebby. I forgot.
6, 7, and 8.
Hey, just put them at 16 and slide everybody else up.
All right, Coach I has Lebby and then Pittman, and that's the same as Shawty here. Cool. Gotcha. All right. And I'm gonna go with I mean, how can I argue with Mo? Damn, I'm gonna let Lebby lives to fight another day. It is Sam Pittman for me too, man. Damn.
You convinced me. Yeah.
He's still undefeated. He's still undefeated, boys. All right. Okay. Who hasn't gone yet? Everybody picked through 15 now. All right.
Yeah, I got Napier, then Lebby, or Lebby, then Napier. Yeah.
Lebby, then Napier.
Then Pittman.
Then Pittman. All right.
Last.
All right. So who do you got sipping for number 14?
Oh man, it hurts my heart, but you already know it's my boy. Jeff, damn it. Lebby.
Jeffrey.
Man. Old Jeffrey. Hasn't coached the game yet, but I think Jeff is actually gonna be all right, man, in the long run, man. He gonna learn not to keep running them damn jet sweeps. You know what I'm saying? Put that shit in the back of the playbook. Don't ever turn to that shit again.
One would hope, brother. One would hope.
It's not just the jet sweeps, Sip. It's the jet sweeps when he runs it.
Yeah,
we got a 4th and 6 to win this game. Let's run that jet sweep, and it's like,
sounds like good head coaching material.
First and goal from the 11 with 2 seconds left and no timeouts before the halftime.
It'll be interesting to see how he handles it moving forward. Is he gonna call the plays or is he gonna bring somebody in?
I think he's calling them. He's calling them.
That's too much for a first. I think that's too much for a first-year coach.
Yes,
he said he's calling them for sure. So that was immediate. He said that in the opening press conference.
He already making bad decisions.
He got his father-in-law.
He didn't even play the game yet.
Didn't even play the game.
Father-in-law is in the locker room. He is not banned.
You got to have a fall guy anyway. So if it don't go right, you can blame the OC first. Then you take over. You got to have a fall guy. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes.
Yep. There you go.
I'm with it.
Yep. Yeah. I tend to agree with you guys on that one. I tend to.
If not, then they take it away from you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way in the first 2 seasons, if it ain't going how they want it, and they say you got to fire somebody, you got somebody to fire. Because if you ain't got nobody to fire, trustees be looking at you.
Right.
Because they just say somebody got to go. We don't care who going. Somebody gonna go.
Yep.
Facts. Definitely. You guys ain't wrong. Okay, so let's go to SEC Mo, number 14.
Yes, sir. I got Billy Napier sitting at number 14, man. I'm ranking him below Clark Lee and Sam Pittman for the simple fact that he's the next on the hot seat, and I think he has the least in the cupboards, man. I think Trevor Etienne. Was it Trevor Etienne? He's gone.
He's gone. He's in Georgia.
I mean, the only thing that he has left, man, on that offense, in my opinion, is that freshman wide receiver. I don't remember his name, but I do know he's number 3, I think. But he went off last year.
Wilson.
I mean, he's a real deal baller, bro. I think that Napier's only chance is to find a quarterback. If he can find a decent quarterback to distribute the ball and pretty much be serviceable on the offensive side of the ball, I think he'll have a chance. But we don't know. We don't know what his defense is going to look like either.
He did get Lagway, but honestly, their quarterback wasn't their problem last year.
Right.
No, I don't think.
What do you think their biggest problem was? Defense?
I think it was his play calling. I think play calling had a lot to do with the shit.
Yeah. I mean, so at that point, it doesn't even matter.
Look like a freaking genius when it came to play calling.
Yeah, at that point, it doesn't even matter if you have the athletes, man. If your play calling is trash, then the outcome is going to be trash.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
That's true.
Hey, Will Howard's going to be available after the spring game.
Right.
But yeah, I got Billy Napier sitting at number 14, man. Are we going into number 13 or are we just sitting at number 14 right now?
Stay at 14 there. So we got Coach I coming up.
Napier. Okay. Napier, man. He's just slightly above Pittman for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So y'all already said it.
Yeah, and let's see if we can get Coach.
I don't think he's gonna last too much longer in Gainesville.
Yeah, I don't know that he is either. I'm gonna go with you guys as well. I've got Napier. Hey, Jeff Levy lives to fight yet another day. Billy Napier, OG5 Billy, in the number 14 spot for me. Coach, do you have an opinion on this one? I don't give a shit. All right, here we go. HOFmedia.us/pod-merch for your I don't give a shit shirt starting tomorrow. Make sure to get in there, check that out. If you guys don't already haven't already hit that like button, please do. Let's get in here and take a look. Let's see. Napier, Pittman, Beamer, take your pick. Ooh, I like it. Sippin Sooner. Who's next?
13, I got old Sam Pittman, man. Okay. For all other reasons that they already stated. It's just time for Sam to go. I mean, but I tell you what, I can't figure out what type of coach Arkansas needs to turn that shit around yet, though.
I think he's already there, isn't he?
Man, I wish I could intervene just to break that down a little bit, man. But I ain't even gonna hold the show up.
Go ahead. Please do. Hey, man, a little banter doesn't hurt nothing. Let us know.
Man,
tell us why we should care.
I'm honestly surprised. That he has Sam Pittman so high.
Right.
I haven't seen a high coaching acumen or IQ since he's been there, to be honest. But I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I will say that the type of coach that Arkansas needs is offensive minded. They have to be offensive minded, bro. Arkansas is traditionally going to have hog mollies on the defensive line. We're going to have middle of the road DBs. We're going to have middle of the road defensive linebackers. All of that stuff on the defensive side of the ball. If you can halfway coach defense, you can maintain a job or a successful team at Arkansas. But the biggest issue that Arkansas has had since Bobby Petrino left was the fact that we have not had an offensive-minded football coach since that point in time. Mm-hmm. The best success that Arkansas has had is when we've had a spread offense, spreading the ball out, spreading the field out with 2-3 wide receivers, maybe even 4 wide receivers, a cannon of an arm quarterback, and a decent running back. I mean, even when we had Darren McFadden and all those other running backs, Felix Jones and all those boys, we had a decent quarterback. Casey Dick was decent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did come in from USC, for God's sake. But, I mean, for Arkansas to find success in the SEC, they have to get out of that we're going to run the ball down your throat mentality, because we can't do that successfully. We just can't.
You're not finding success in the SEC, man. Let's cut this short.
I mean, that's the only way to find success, man, is to find an offensive-minded football coach, bro. That's it.
Come on, man.
That's it.
It's you definitely can't be Wisconsin South. That's that way of action is not going to happen. Not anymore.
No. Okay. And we see what it's gotten us, even with a offensive line coach as the head coach.
And there it is. Coop, number
Sound like
13
me.
for Coop.
I believe that this is where I had Beamer because I'll go with Mo's methodology is I think he's the next one after Pittman, Napier. I mean, all these fools outside of Jeff Lebby and Lee, both of these cats. I mean, Lee, it's Vanderbilt. So, all you got to do is just not lose 77-0. Hashtag Oklahoma.
Right.
But Beamer looked like he had something pointed up and then I don't know what's going on.
It was a
I
hot
don't know
dog.
if
It was a hot dog and some mayonnaise, bro.
I don't know. It's but that's tough because I mean when you're losing players every single year out the portal and you're not bringing much back in the other way, God bless him. I miss him here at Oklahoma, but I don't know if he's going to be there much longer.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Coach I.
I'm with him. Beamer, man. Beamer coming in right above Napier because he's beaten Napier with less talent. So a couple of times, that is. And he beat Tennessee when they was super hot. He can motivate, but he's an unrealistic guy. The problem is, I think, for Beamer is he is coaching as if he is a, Kirby already. Like instead of trying to coach as if he's, up and coming. And that's the problem. So I'm like Coop. I don't think he's going to be there much longer.
Okay. SEC Mo.
I got Shane Beamer sitting at 13 as well, man. I think that his Achilles heel last year was his offensive line. I mean, he had Spencer Rattler. I mean, he did what he had to do sitting behind such a horrible offensive line, which pretty much won the games that they won, in my opinion. South Carolina's never really been known as a defensive powerhouse. So, I mean, they would have won more games than they did last year if they had a serviceable offensive line. So I think that Shane Beamer is right there, right above Billy Napier. I think he's next out the door if he has a terrible season.
Okay. All right. Shawty, did I miss you already?
No, I'm gonna
You
say
just got
Beamer
out of,
too.
you got out of line. You got Beamer as well?
That's cool. Yeah, Beamer at 13, and I would say this. The thing with me with Beamer is the thing that has him on life support is he is able to recruit, especially better than they have been recruiting, in the past or recent past. But at the same time, he's probably actually on this list the worst actually X and O coach on this list. So which makes him even worse is he's not smart enough to hire good coaches.
Ooh. You said it right now.
Woo. No, there wasn't definitely no mixing words there for Shawty. Appreciate that. I'm gonna have
agree
to
with all of it.
Look, Jeff Lebby made it through the first tier for me because I agree. I think that Shane Beamer is a joke as a head coach. I don't know that Jeff Lebby's going to be any better, but he can't be worse. So if the fact that, in fact, I'm almost with Coach I on this one that honestly, it ought to be Napier below him. So I'm going to switch those two guys around. I'm going to go Napier at 13. I'm going to put Beamer at 14, and then we're going to kind of go from there. So we'll move on to the next one. Let's see.
That's good direction to go.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Dang it, I'm trying to duplicate this page so I can pull that up.
I'll start it off with whatever number's next. I'm going with Hugh Freeze. I think that in this area, probably the next 3 to 5 coaches, it could go one way or the other. And I think Hugh Freeze has shown some coaching capability. He's at a program right now that I can say without a shadow of a doubt is damn near willing to do anything to win. And they made their mistake and they try to outsmart the game. And this is I like Hugh Freeze. I like him a lot. I mean, hopefully the guy just stays healthy and doesn't have a heart attack.
Okay. Hugh Freeze at number 16. Sippin' Sooner.
What number we on?
We're
12.
on. This would be
12.
12.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yep.
I got Sunbelt Billy Napier. I mean,
That's the most momentum Billy Napier's had in 3 years. Is your list?
man. I mean, man, Billy, man, going through it over there, man. I mean,
struggling, bro.
It's rough, man. It's rough, man. I mean, you remember when it was him and Brent and Mario Cristobal? That was the comparisons a few years ago. They shitted on Brent right out the gate, didn't they? Yeah, everybody automatically crowned old Sunbelt Billy the king, and man, he been getting his ass whooped ever since.
Facts. You're not wrong. Coach I.
Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, baby. Clark Lee doesn't have a quarter of what any of these guys on this list has to work with, and again, he's beat Napier. He beat Beamer. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Mo has laid out so eloquently why Pittman should be under him, and Jeff Levy has to coach the game. So Clark Lee coming in right there at number 12 for me.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, and then it goes to SEC Mo.
Man, I got Jeff Levy sitting at number 12, man. Just because he's the new guy on the block. I mean, he's middle of the road. I think that based on his coaching lineage, which is from the I think it's the not Broyles, but
Bryles.
Yeah, the Bryles coaching tree. Mm-hmm. I think that style of play fits well in Mississippi State. I mean, look back at what Dan Mullen did with Dak Prescott when he was there. I think that if you have a mobile, bruising quarterback, I think that you can distribute the ball in an RPO situation in Mississippi State. The Cowbells will always help, and he's undefeated in the SEC right now, so I got him sitting at number 12.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Charles Crow Flies High. He had us a super chat and he re-upped on his membership as well. Thank you very much, Chuck. Appreciate you, my man. Yeah, I am going with Jeff Levy here as well. I couldn't hold back any more longer. You know, he's still undefeated in the league. I think he's better than those other guys, but it's time to put him up there. He's got to do something here at some point. So we'll go with him there. Back to number 11, Sippin Sooner.
I went with old Shane Beamer, man.
Shawty, you gave your number 12.
Yeah. Well, I just throw it out there. Leah, I had this. It's all good.
Oh shit, my bad. I jumped over you. Who'd you have it?
Coach,
who'd you have?
Leah. Is it Lee? Leah, what his name is? Lee.
Clark Lee. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Coach pretty much said what I was gonna say too, so it's all good. Same thing. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Sippin.
Shane Beamer.
Shane Beamer, number 11. Okay.
Yeah. I ain't got a whole lot to say about Shane other than we'll see what that offense looks like without Spencer finally. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It could get ugly for him.
Yeah. Neilio says Freeze needs to get Bama quickly. I think he better, right? He better get win number 3 against Bama, and yeah, I agree. When you lose to New Mexico State in year 1 at home, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Oh.
It's not a good look. Okay. So next up to be Coop. Coop.
We doing number 11?
Number 11.
I got Stoops here. I think that again, like I said, I think the next couple of guys, you've got an arrow that can go one way or the other. Stoops currently just right there in the middle. He hasn't done anything to, really tank it out for any consistency, but he hasn't really, knocked off any of the big dogs yet. So, I like what he has. It seems I did not like the quarterback coming in here this year because I felt like that was a little bit off the beaten path. To be honest, I think that, that would be a great spot for a guy like Will Howard is to run that power quarterback run pass RPO. So, but Mark Stoops, I got some defensive savvy about him. So,
okay. Yeah, listen, that's I don't really mind that where he's at right there. I mean, the guy has won 10 games a couple of times there at Kentucky. I don't know the last guy that's done that. So, I mean, I get it.
They didn't have face masks when they did.
Yeah, the leather helmet era. The leather helmet era. So it is what it is. Okay. Coach. Well, let's it moved around. So let's go to SEC Mo and then Coach I.
All right.
We are at number 11, right?
11. Yes, sir.
I got Josh Heupel sitting at number 11, man.
Okay.
I think that he has done a very good job of maintaining his offensive prowess. Last year was a pretty disappointing season based on what he did the year before. But I got him sitting at number 11. I don't know what he's going to do this year. I think that they got a nice quarterback coming in. But I got Heupel sitting at number 11 right now.
Wow. The dude won 9 games in year 3. He moves way down. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna echo that sentiment. Heupel is number 11 for me as well, as the offensive prowess is there. When he plays teams, I guess of lower talent, I would say he did beat Alabama at home that year, so I'll give him credit for that. But his defenses have been atrocious the whole time he's been there, and I'm starting to wonder about his picks at quarterback. So we'll see. But Heupel is number 11 for me.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to Shawty. What you got?
Heupel is number 11 for me. He's getting worse.
That's exactly why he's sitting at number 11.
Simply put.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna argue with you guys on this one, but I'll wait until my turn. Go ahead. Let's see. So it is. No, it is my turn. Yeah, I'm gonna argue.
Just tell me when I tell a lie. He getting worse from when he first came in.
Hold on. He should. The one thing that I can agree with you on the fact that you shouldn't lose that game to Florida, except that they never win in the swamp. It don't matter who the hell it is. They don't win there. Aside from that, the guy went 9-4. They did lose to Mizzou. That's probably another knock on them. But they didn't really have a quarterback. They were able to remake the offense into a running offense, and they did play defense. That was the only reason they stayed in any games this season. Right? It was
they had a lot of turnovers, though. They didn't have good defense, though. That's not the same thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm just saying. They improved from 2022 because they was number 90 in 2022 in total defense. So they moved from 90 to like 65. I mean, so I mean,
but total defense isn't necessarily the best.
True. I'm just talking about stopping people though. That has a pulse on offense. The people that they were able to stop on offense didn't actually have an offense.
Hey, Coach, I thought we were supposed to count the W's and L's.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm just talking
about. So is he getting better?
I mean, if that's the case, Shane Beamer should be a little bit higher because he went 8-5 2 years in his first 2 years. That's why I don't look. I mean, yeah, you can look at 8. I mean, it's not just wins and losses.
Okay.
I don't judge Kirby the same way I judge, the rest of these. Like a lot.
He went 9-4 this past year, but I also think that he did take over Tennessee. It's not like he took over Georgia. You know.
Right.
I'm not putting him there. I'm not putting him here. I would probably go with. I'm gonna go with Hugh Freeze, right here. Actually, no. Hold on. It's yeah, I'm gonna go with Freeze. Hugh Freeze, it is. Here we go. I mean, you lost to New Mexico State at home, bro. You lost to New Mexico State at home. Need I say more?
Talking about Hugh Freeze?
Yeah. You lost to New Mexico State at home.
I mean, he had a dilemma. He had a dilemma at QB, man.
You had him at 12, bro. What are we talking about?
Ordeal at QB.
Hey, you right. He lost. He did lose that one at home. I got him higher, but he did lose that one at higher. At home.
Okay. So that's everybody here, right? That's everybody here on number 11. Number 10, Sippin Sooner.
Man, might as well just get this out the way right now. Number 10 is Brent Venables.
Ooh.
See, man, Sippin, I knew it was something.
And you know, you already know, man, I'm down with Brent all day, every day. But man, I mean, it is what it is. He struggles some with some of the game time management, you know, the clock management. But other than that, man, I mean, I would say he gonna be in the top, you already know, 5, 6 within the next 2 years.
Like you say, only going based off of what we've seen so far, not projections or whatever. I'm right there with Sippin. I got Brent Venables right here. So
you gained another subscriber tonight, man.
You know, I definitely loved him as a DC at Clemson. I'm glad he gone though, because that way when we play Clemson, he ain't got to worry about it. But he's made some questionable decisions, according to even you guys' own podcasts throughout the season. And I think I think he has the possibility to get better, but currently, and he's only had 2 years, so that kind of goes against him too. I mean, he took over a pretty decently bad situation, but I think this is right where he should be currently.
You got him at 10 also?
Yeah,
I do too.
And actually, let me just say this: him, Hypel, and my next guy, kind of like.
Interchangeable.
9A, 9B, and 9C. Like what I'm saying, they all tied at 9, really. So really, I could flip them any kind of way because they all got some positive, but they got some negatives working against them currently. So
his tenure is the only thing that hurts him. You can't give him credit for something he ain't did. If he ain't got it, he ain't got it.
He's rebuilt this program from, completely dumpster fire.
We just talking about what he done did though. He ain't been there for 2 years at the end of the day.
Quarterbacks, one goes to wins the Heisman. His first year out of there, they already sucked on defense. They flipped this thing around and win 10 games a year after going 6 and 7.
True. Man, an OU fan would say he built it from a dumpster fire. What?
It was a dumpster fire. What they left? They flipped 95% of the roster. 95%.
Nobody on this screen right now knows dumpster fire like I know dumpster fire.
Hey, argue with that, Jason.
Well, I'm not saying it's an Arkansas dumpster fire, but it's an Oklahoma dumpster fire.
But Jason, to put that in terms to what Mo says is you guys are a different program. So saying Oklahoma is a dumpster fire is saying 8-4. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
or 6 and 7.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but he still had players, even though he took Caleb, old boy took Caleb, he took some other people. You guys have recruited at a good rate, not like some of these other programs. So not saying he should have
it's fair. He's a top 10 coach in his second year, man. It's fair. You're not hating on the guy. He just doesn't have he just don't have the resume yet. 2 years. Come on, you can't. He top 10 already. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
The OU brand alone is gonna recruit top talent. The only thing you have to do is maintain it and bring in and develop other guys around them. But at the skill position, y'all are always gonna have receivers. Y'all are always gonna have a QB, point blank, period. Hell, it didn't matter if Sam Pittman was there. The OU brand is still gonna be able to recruit that type of talent.
Don't you put that on us.
That's not a fact. That's absolutely not a fact. If that was a fact, then why the hell didn't Lincoln Riley do it?
Because he had his mind on USC.
Oh,
no, he had his mind away from
why didn't Lincoln Riley do what though?
Recruit defense at all,
or
play defense at all. We just talked about this stuff.
That's his philosophy.
Where was Lincoln Riley best? Where was Lincoln Riley best year there?
4 years he made it to the playoffs.
What was his best year record?
3 years to the playoffs. The other one was
3. Okay,
but it was in. Look, guys, let's not get it twisted and say that the Big 12 was all that because we know it wasn't.
Thanks.
As it got better, Oklahoma got worse.
Man is a top 10 coach, and we just talking about his second year. Like Sippin Sooner said, clearly in the next 3-4 years he'll have a chance to prove it. Right now he just 10 because in a sense, he hasn't had a chance to prove it.
Right, because
Okay.
because he's only had 2 years, he only has
Right.
one signature win, and that's Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Like he hasn't had a chance to. Like other than that, he hasn't beaten anybody.
Okay.
And that's
He beat
because he's
Texas.
only
He
been.
beat Texas, who was in the playoff, and
Well,
out.
that's what
and
I just said. That Jason, I said he
Right.
has one signature win. One.
Okay.
He beat Texas.
I said he beat Texas.
No,
But
and
that's what I'm
I agree
saying.
with you.
He hasn't had
Wait a
time
second.
to
He
build. He
definitely
hasn't
has
had
plenty
time.
of proof.
Yeah, because
definitely has
he
plenty
beat
of proof.
Texas, but he also lost to Kansas and Oklahoma State, who were inferior teams. You would not. You would agree with that? Inferior teams, right?
Those
Yes.
are facts.
Yes. So I'm saying that he has chance to, like, I'm with Sippin. Like in a couple of years, we may not be having the same conversation, but right now he
we're
hasn't
not.
had a chance to do what we think he might do. Like
I
I'm
didn't
basing mine
expect him
off
to
of
be in the top 5 for anybody. That's not what I'm saying. He's not in my top 5 either, and he does still have plenty to prove. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you guys is he. There's a reason why he's doing things the way he's doing it, and he's recruited better. His recruiting alone tells you that he's up there. That he's on his way in the right direction. We're in good shape with that. I really believe that. So it is what it is. Okay. Let's see. Go ahead. Coop. Give it to us.
No, I skipped Lee back at 14. So yeah, I'm already to. Yeah, I messed up. I think I got skipped this for 16. I just commented in Levy, but anyway, so I already spoke. Sorry.
Well, you end up going back and putting Levy at the end, I think, because of his
I think
tenure.
Oh,
because he only had 15 coaches initially.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So you've got So who do you have? Sorry,
I've got so starting from the bottom, I've got Levy, Napier, Lee, Pittman, Beamer, Freeze, and Stoops. So Stoops is my 10. So that was a little bit higher. Yeah. So sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 12, 11, 10 again.
Starting at 10. So Stoops, Freeze, Beamer, Pittman.
Okay. Stoops, Freeze.
I mean, it's kind of like thinking that you got a pocket full of money because there's a bunch of lint in there. But
yeah.
Oh, so you got Pittman at number 13 then, and then Beamer's at 12 is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're making a graphic. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Yes, I am. I'm trying to here, but
yeah. So he's basically was breaking it up into like 4. So he did the 12. He did 13 through 16, and now we're doing 9 through 12.
Okay, yeah, because I've got Freeze, Napier, Pittman, Beamer is your 16 through 13. And then
I'll text it to you, Jason.
Okay. Yeah, do that because I'm gonna have to.
That might be easier. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's on me, right, at number 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got Mike Elko at number 10, fellas.
I can see that.
I mean, I'm not. There's no slight to his coaching. I mean, it's no slight. But I mean, Texas A&M did lose a lot of talent, but they also retained a lot of talent. He's bringing in a decent coaching staff to surround him. Plus, they have a truck full of money, man. I mean, they're pretty much the richest team in the nation, in my opinion, man. I mean, they just have a blank check syndrome at Texas A&M. So I think that he has the most upside, especially with the amount of money that they're throwing at him. But he also has the biggest downfall as well. So I got Mike Elko sitting at number 10.
Okay. Coach or Shawty? Number 10.
Just for 10?
Yes, sir.
So I had to apologize. I didn't have Elko on my list, and I'll be honest with you, it really wouldn't matter because I don't really know much about him. So, but I just didn't want to disrespect my Elko. So at 10, I'm gonna have Drink at 10.
Drink at 10. You had Venables at 11, and you've got Drink at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, Coach I.
At 10? Well, you already got me for 10. Venables.
Oh yeah, because you were already saying. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
I was agreeing with Sippin. Yeah, I was agreeing with Sippin.
Wait, so
And that's
then
why I was
11,
confused. That's why I was
11
confused. That's why I thought I was at 9.
At 11, I had
agree
Hypo.
too.
At
Okay,
11,
so,
I had
and
Hypo.
that's the same as okay. So you go. Drink's gonna go to 9 then for Shawty. Venables is at 10. Hypo's at 11.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So I got to go to number 10.
You got to do your 10, and then we can
Correct.
all give 9. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Drink there. Drink for me. I'm not buying Drink, and he can't keep his defensive staff together. I think that it's going to be. They don't have a great schedule this year either, but I don't buy him. You know, when Mizzou actually does something special, it'll be the first time. So anyway, okay, going to number 9. Sippin Sooner.
Number 9, Steve Sarkisian.
Woo.
I mean, right in front of Brent, right? He's only 1 year ahead.
Okay.
And I imagine, if they would have been even, Brent probably would have had a few more 10-win seasons than him already.
He already has the same amount.
Yeah, no winning ass. So anyway, yeah. Like I said, it's kind of like the A&M situation. These guys, they out here, they can go out here and pay for whatever player they want to pay for, man. At the end of the day, they go out there on the field and get their ass beat every time. Then they go down here and whoop up on Alabama before Alabama was ready. And then you knew they was going to cash in on that shit all damn year. We had to hear that fuck shit. We rolled down there to the Cotton Bowl and stuffed their ass out, didn't we? Yeah. But they more ready for the SEC than we are, though. Even though they can't beat us. Sorry asses.
Gotcha.
How you feel, dog.
There we go. Tell us how you really feel. Hey, where's Coop at? Where did Coop run along?
I think
he split. Looks like he's doing something. Okay. Well then that goes to you, Coach I.
I got Mike Elko right here. I think this is what I was saying. 9, 10, 11 could all be interchangeable for me. Elko, Hypo, and Venables. Elko, I put Elko ahead of them just because he did it. He's doing things that he did things at Duke. If he hadn't lost Riley Leonard this year, I truly believe he would have had another 9-win, maybe even a 10-win season. So I think he's. You said it. Texas. I think most said it, or somebody said they got the most money. Texas A&M, and I think Elko's the guy.
That's a fact.
I think Elko's gonna do loads better than the last 3 or 4 coaches at A&M. So
I do too.
Okay.
Just because of his mentality, his approach to the game, in my opinion, man.
I think he's a better coach. I don't think that they have. I don't know that it's ever going to really be a ton different at Texas A&M. Their win percentage is the same since 1935. Yeah, so it kind of is what it is. But
I got Elko right there.
SEC Mo, number 9.
At number 9, I have Mark Stoops, man. And literally that is in the middle of the pack, bro. And that's exactly what he's been doing as a coach. He's been in the middle of the pack since he's been in the SEC. He hasn't been too high. He hasn't been too low. He's always been at 7-5 on average. He's always done he's done a lot with the amount of talent that they get in Kentucky, man. Then he's competing with the basketball program for clicks and TV time, bro, and money. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Stoops is the only constant in the SEC for the past decade, other than Nick Saban, and I think that he'll be there for as long as they'll have him, and as long as he'll keep taking the check.
He almost screwed up and took the A&M job and screwed up.
He did. Yeah, he did. You know, but he did the right thing.
Apparently, they met him on the tarmac and told him never mind. So and they went with the guy with the same record in the ACC. So
and that was going to be a point that I was going to bring up, man. Duke is, in my opinion, I think that Duke is the equivalent of Kentucky in the ACC. You know what I'm saying?
Basketball school and
Not football wise.
Yeah, called academic.
Not football
You know
wise.
what I mean?
Not
Yeah, I don't
football
know
wise.
about that.
Well, it's just that
I get where you're going with. I see where you're
Duke
going, though.
Duke is the equivalent of whoever is above Vandy in the SEC because Vandy and Wake Forest are each other's parallel. I'm just saying, football wise, man. That's the reason why I got Elko as high because it's Duke, dog. He won 9 games.
Yeah. He won 9 games at Duke, and that's where
and then he lost Riley Leonard and still won 8 games. So
correct. Look, I think that overall, I think that Elko's probably a little better than Stoops too. I'm going to have him at number 9 as well. It would be definitely between those two guys for me. I think that you could flop probably 9, 10, 11 for me as well on this. But I think obviously 8 and 9 to me is going to be swapped out. So yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I think that the Elko doing what you did at Duke when he got there, they were real bad. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as well. All right. And let's see, we don't have him back yet. I think we'll get Coop whenever he gets back, but I'm pretty sure he was going with drink there from what I can tell. All right. Sippin Sooner, number 8.
Number 8, Josh Heupel for me.
Okay.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been coaching now for a little bit longer than a lot of these guys we discuss in here. Even going back to his raggedy time at UCF, so I'll give him even that. So we'll see what he do this season coming up. He finally got his 5-star in there because we knew last year was going to be all bad before they even kicked that shit off. I don't know anybody that really thought they was going to come back and do something last year. We knew what time it was, toot it up. So, hey, right. I give him a little credit, man. We'll see what he do this year, though.
Okay. All right. Next up, Coach I, number 8.
Sark. Right above. He did make it to the playoffs. He went it. I know Bama was, like Sippin said, they was trying to get it together. At the end of the day, he still went to Tuscaloosa and won, which is not easy to do. But the rest of his years have been kind of, in the middle of the road. So that's where I got him, in the middle of the road.
Okay. Sounds good. SEC Mo.
At number 8, I have Brent Venables, fellas. I have him sitting higher than Mark Stoops for the simple fact that he has a historically significant program. OU is the cream of the crop in the Big 12. And I think that him coming into the SEC as a defensive-minded coach is going to give him a little bit of a head start against Elko and a lot of these other coaches, man, because he has a machine behind him. I think that OU is going to be okay, but I got Brent Venables sitting at number 8 coming into the SEC, leaving the Big 12 and coming into the SEC.
Okay. Shawty? Stoops. Okay. Yeah, I got like I said, I got Stoops at number 8 as well. I think him and Elko are pretty much the same. But the fact of what he did coming in, and I think he's got an opportunity to probably win some more games. I don't know that he will, but I think he's got a chance to anyway. All right. Who else? Anybody else that didn't pick here other than we don't have Coops just yet, but okay. Sippin Sooner, number 7.
Oh man, as much as we've been feuding with these guys, man, I got Drink and Missouri sitting right there. We already know that his ass was almost out of there last year. I don't know how he survived coming up with this. Oh man, most of us even after we knew, we still didn't believe it. Like, for real? This fool is finna survive?
Yeah.
Man, I just knew that was his ass.
I mean, go figure. Go figure. Luther Burden helped him out a lot.
Yeah.
Luther Burden helped him out a lot.
No doubt.
And that defense was decent, but they lost that defensive coordinator and most of that staff. So
they've been decent for a couple of years now.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, who we got? Okay, now so next up would be I can go next. Stoops, I had it at number 8, number 7. I'll go with Venables here. I don't have him as a top 5 guy, so I'm gonna, hey, he's recruited in the top 10 his first 3 years at Oklahoma. I know that you can say that that's a bump because he went to Oklahoma, but we know what he did as a defensive coordinator. The way that he's building this program, as far as his coaches are concerned, he's got 4 top 100 D linemen. In 2 years he's done that. They hadn't done that in 15 years. So we know what they're doing coming in here. I believe that that's where they're headed. I'm not worried about where Oklahoma's at. But number 7, he's still got to prove it. Let's see what happens. Coach I?
Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze, he's shown before when he has players, regardless of how he got them, that he can definitely beat, even the GOAT himself, Saban.
Whatever do you mean?
He won plenty at Liberty, and I feel like he's back at Auburn. He did have a nasty loss this year to New Mexico State, but I think Hugh Freeze, X's and O's wise, is one of the best on the list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
SEC mode.
At number 7, bro, I got Hugh Freeze. I think, Coach, I've been looking at my list, man. But no, I think that Hugh Freeze, man, is an elite football coach, hands down. Just like Coach I said, man, X's and O's wise, man, he can coach with the best of them, bro. I mean, to me, he's done a lot with the least amount of talent, bro, around it. Like, look at what he's done at Liberty. Look at what he's done at Auburn in such a short period of time, man, with the debacle he had at the quarterback position. A second year, I've been saying this, I've been echoing this sentiment from low to high, man, from the valley to the mountaintops. A year 2 Hugh Freeze is going to be scary in the SEC, bro. When he has when he has the talent around him, he's going to be scary in the SEC.
I tend to agree with what you're saying. But again, I think that, and he recruited, he got a top 10 class, man. He did. He flipped it around, got a top 10 class. He's been hitting the portal. If they're going to be good, you're going to find out quick,
Yo,
but I tend to agree
that
he better hurry up and beat Alabama.
I had to stop and laugh at that comment from James Thrice, bro. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Hey, man. And talk about Hugh Freeze and his off the field antics.
That's hilarious.
James is always good for one of those comments, man. He's always good for one of those. Yeah, the Jordan Hare Freeze gets Bama last year, puts them out of the SEC title game. You're not wrong. That just goes to show you how. But I mean, who the hell? How do you not change that defensive call when you've been getting after their asses the whole game? All of a sudden, you're gonna rush 2.
But y'all seen that Auburn team last year too, man. The fact that when Georgia and Bama both went there, that he was in the game with them.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Gus Malzahn didn't do that when he was there.
No. Just wait until he gets some talent, man.
Not at least when they came to Georgia.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. All right. Shawty.
Man, I think I had 2 coaches that were not on my list. So just to kind of keep things, I guess, to kind of keep pace, I'm gonna put the guy from Texas A&M here.
Elko.
Yeah.
Elko. All righty. Okay. And then so now we are to number
Sippin. You gave us 7?
Sippin.
Yeah.
Drink.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Number 6, though. Number 6. Here we go. Sippin. Number 6.
Okay. I'm going Kalen DeVore.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, I know that he's won everywhere he's been up to this point, and I don't see it changing. But I mean, we just based it off of coaching ability. I mean, Washington. I mean, we all thought that the Pac-12 was a strong conference this season for a good minute there, but when you really start looking at it at the end, it didn't look that damn strong, man. It just did not to me, because I think a lot of it, because we seen Colorado early in the season and we thought they was ready to come up and make that jump. We wasn't looking at Arizona coming with that hidden left hand, because we didn't think Arizona was going to do what they did. I think we kind of thought it was going to be flip-flop between them two for a minute there.
Right.
You know?
Good game.
But, you know, it is what it is, man. I don't know, man. Kalen DeBoer, he's a good coach, man, but we'll see what it do. He ain't got to do much down there, man, except for not fuck it up. But other than that, you know, he good.
Okay. All right. Going to me, you know what? I'm switching my last pick. I'm not putting Sark in front of Venables, man. Not when he beat him in his second season, a year behind in the deal. So I'll flip-flop those guys. Sark was at number 7 for me. Venables comes in at number 6. It's just against my better judgment to go Sark ahead of him. He won 10 games once. So there we go. Next up, Coach I.
I got Lane Kiffin right here. Lane Kiffin, I think he's a great play caller. He has yet to field a good team on the road, and that's what's keeping him out of my top tier of coaches. He's kind of like the James Franklin of the SEC. He wins all the games he's supposed to, but he can't pull off any of the other ones against the other elite teams. So that's what I got. Kiffin.
Got it.
Number 6. Number 6, I got Steve Sarkisian, man. Him and those Texas Longhorns. I think that Sarkisian has done a really good job over the past year, especially this year, man, especially with all of the noise that he had surrounding the quarterback position with people calling for Arch Manning to start. And then you got Quinn Ewers. I think that he's also built an SEC team. He knew he was coming into the SEC. That defensive line is pretty much – they're atrocious, man. They're sick. He's got a decent offensive line as well, man, and he has the skill players. And the biggest and most important position on the field is the quarterback position, and he has a quarterback locked in for at least the next 3 years. So, maybe. Man, hey, I think Arch Manning is going to be a problem. I do.
He played at a 2A school in Louisiana, bro, and didn't win shit while he was there.
But look at look at the resources he has around him, and look at the mentors he's got around him. You know what I'm saying? Even if Texas couldn't pay him anything, his uncles and are going to take care of him. Point blank. Period, man. I mean, when I don't think
he's been through the fire a whole lot. He didn't go to any kind of camps the whole time he was in high school. He hasn't
had to. He hasn't had to. Just like the OU brand carries weight, the Peyton name carries weight.
I'll give you that. We can, I'm gonna have to disagree a little bit, but I agree with the premise of what you're saying, at least.
Yeah,
man.
Just the premise, man. Just the principle of it. Yeah.
I'll give you that. Okay. All right. So that's number 6 for you. Then Shawty Park, last one at number 6.
I'm kind of I still don't miss. I don't miss somebody. I'm up to 5. I'm up to 5, but I'm gonna put who I have left, which would be Kiffin.
Who? Kalen DeBoer?
Kiffin.
Okay.
Lane Kiffin. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Sippin Sooner, number 5.
Number 5, I got Hugh Freeze, man, for, the same reasons that was mentioned earlier, man. When it comes down to X's and O's, he done proved he can get it done at every level, man. Now, like you say, he gonna cheat his ass off and be dirty than a mug, but come on, man. He gonna get it done one way or the other. Now, we gonna catch his ass slipping early next year, so I ain't worried about his ass because we already know when they return that trip back to normal, we gonna get in that ass. But we're going to have to sneak in there this upcoming season and get that win before the next season when you're going to get to really see Hugh Freeze effect really take in that 3rd year. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with at number 5, Kalen DeBoer. I think that he may be one of the better coaches in the conference period, but his 104-12 record as a head coach, I don't care where you're coaching. That's a hell of a record. The fact that in year 2 he goes to the national title game. The problem is that their defense kind of left town, and we're gonna have to wait and see kind of what happens with this offense. Even I don't even know who's going to be their quarterback. I don't see Jalen Milroe being that guy for this system. And it doesn't, I mean, they haven't picked up anybody yet. So I'm tending to wonder what's going on here with that. That being said, I do think he's a hell of a coach. I'll put him in the top 5 for sure, but he doesn't crack the top 4 yet for me. I'll put him at the top of tier 2, however. Coach I?
You said Kalen DeBoer?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I got Mark Stoops here. I feel like Mark Stoops X's and O's is another one of those coaches. I feel like he doesn't have the same deck that everybody else is playing with. It's Kentucky. You can't recruit to Kentucky like that. But he's also with that, less than stellar deck, has put together at least 2 10-win seasons, maybe 3, but I know at least 2. That hasn't been done since Bear Bryant, like I said, when they was probably wearing leather helmets, no face masks. And then he's a consistent 7, 8, 9 win coach. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I got Stoops right there.
Okay. Mo.
Man, I got Brian Kelly sitting at number 5, bro. I think that Brian Kelly is a good X's and O's coach. I think that he did well while he was at Notre Dame. But I also think that he did exceptionally well at LSU, coming into a completely different region and connecting with his players and his teams, man. The saving grace for Brian Kelly, man, was Jaden Daniels. What is a post Jaden Daniels LSU team gonna look like in the SEC?
Gotta give him credit for getting him out of Arizona, though.
Because he wasn't that guy in Arizona. I can tell you, he was good.
You gotta give him credit for that now.
And that's my point as far as him coming to a different region and connecting with his players. Coming from Notre Dame, man, that's a Midwest guy, man. You can talk that talk, but you coming to South Louisiana, man, that's a completely different animal. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he did well with the talent that he's had, but of course LSU is a national brand, so he'll be fine. But I got Brian Kelly sitting at number 5.
Okay. Fair. All right. Shawty.
I won't have a number 5 because I messed up somewhere. So I only have 4 coaches left. I messed up somewhere. So I just give you my top 4.
Well,
because I didn't have all the coaches on my list. So I only have 4 coaches left on my list that I have left. So I messed up 4. Okay. So I just give you my top 4 that I have remaining.
All right. Well, who do you got? Okay, so you're good.
Well, I'm saying just skip me. I don't have a 5.
Okay, I'll skip you here. We'll figure out where you're at towards the end here. Okay. So that goes to.
So we're on number 4.
Goes back to Sippin Sooner at number 4. Let me duplicate this real quick. All right, Sippin. Who you got at number 4?
Number 4 is Mark Stoops for all the same reasons, man. I mean, like you say, the X's and O's, and you know what you're going to get from him every year.
Yep.
As long as he got that baseline talent that he needs, you know what you're going to get from him. Right. Now he can go up and down depending on if he get a couple of players here or there, But he's going to get you your 8, 9, 10 wins if he gets on a heater. But other than that, he's right there at number 4.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with, let's see, who am I missing now? Let's see, that gets me to, I'm gonna go with Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin right here at number 4. I think that he's proven. I mean, look, to win 10 games, and I mean, we've talked about this a lot. They've definitely not won the big games against Georgia and Alabama. What I would say is, do you ever expect him to win against Georgia and Alabama the last few years? I tend to not. You know what I mean? On the road, or at home.
That's what they get on their bus and plane for.
That's what they get on the bus and play for. Listen, I get it, but also what I tell you is they don't have the same. It's kind of the same thing we were talking about a little bit earlier. Is that the difference in Arkansas and Oklahoma is kind of the difference in Ole Miss and UGA. So I'm gonna have to. I've got him at number 4. I'll go with that there. Coach I.
I got Drake here. I'm higher on Drake than a lot. Yep. Drink's first year at App State. He went 12-1. It was his only year there. And then since he's been at Missouri, he's only improved. He went 5-5 in the pandemic. He went 6-6 the next year and 6-6. And then he went 10-11, 10-2. And then, won the bowl game. So I think his recruiting's get better. I think some of these coaches are being helped out because they're starting to get some of that Luther Burton type talent with the transfer portal and NIL. And I think that's some of that is all he was missing, because before, when he took over in 2020, NIL wasn't, a thing. So it was just whatever Missouri was getting. We all know there's no talent in Missouri. So other than like two guys, each year. So I think he does good with what he has. He's a weird dude, but I think he can coach.
Yeah. He's definitely a weird dude. He's definitely a weird dude. Okay. Okay. SEC Mo.
Yes, sir. I have same thing. I got Drink at number 4, man. Eli Drink was sitting at number 4, bro. I think that this is the epitome of doing more with less. Man, that man took a bowling ball walk-on running back and made him an All-American in 1 year. I think that the talent pool in Missouri is pretty much trash, hot trash. You know what I'm saying? But he's been able to put together a team to play for him, bro.
Yeah,
I think that
winning the state, at least you got to win your state right before you can win anything
exactly.
else.
Exactly. And he's done that, man. And I mean, it seems like they're on a recruiting tear, and it looks like he's putting together a solid program in Missouri, man. And I got to put him at number 4.
I got to give him props for putting up billboards inside of Arkansas and shit, talking about how they're kicking y'all's ass at recruiting.
I didn't want to bring that up, man, but he's from Arkansas, believe it or not. So he has a personal vendetta against Arkansas.
Weird dude, bro.
The fact that he was bold enough to put billboards up in Arkansas and Pine Bluff, man, that's Sam Pittman's fault. I blame Sam Pittman for that, because I guarantee you, Bobby Petrino wouldn't. I'm telling you, you cannot win in this league being a nice guy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't win in this league being a nice guy, bro.
That's true.
And that's what Sam Pittman is. Sam Pittman is
I wonder who told you that.
You did. I ain't gonna hold you, Shawty. You told me. Shawty. Hey.
Don't be lying, Shawty. You know it was you.
I had to cover. No, Shawty. Hey, no. Shawty been singing this since I was on Coach I's show back in the Gap, man.
That's why I be tripping, cause boy, you sound more when I say I told you this when I first met you, and you just didn't. You wasn't nothing like me. You were drinking the Kool-Aid,
man. It's easy. It's easy saying that from the outside looking in, but when you've been inside for so long, man, looking outside that window at Georgia and OU, it's hard, man. I mean, you feel
like you can do it too, right?
Yeah, you gotta face the music, man. I mean, I feel like if Eli Drinkwitz can build what he's built at Missouri in such a short period of time, there is no excuse for Sam Pittman at all. Because regionally, they're the same team. I mean, we got the battle line rivalry, for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all actually got more resources.
Man, we got way more resources. We got a better city. Nobody goes to Columbia, Missouri. Fayetteville is actually a destination. That's what I'm saying. Fayetteville is actually a destination in Northwest Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? It comes down plain and simple to head coaching, man. Period. And I guarantee you, if Bobby Petrino was the coach for whatever reason, whether it be 10 years ago and now, I can guarantee you he wouldn't allow a billboard to be up in the state of Arkansas for another team. I can guarantee you that. He's probably laughing at Sam Pittman right now in his office.
That's savage.
That is savage. I love it. I freaking love it. I'm here for it. I am here for it. All right. Okay, so that goes to Shawty. What you got?
My number 4 is gonna be the guy y'all love to hate, Sarkeesian.
Sark.
That's a good pick.
I tell you one thing about, no matter what you want to say, at the end of the day, everybody in the front of him done been, you know what I'm saying, farther than him. Ain't nobody else in front of him done been farther. Count the check.
Right. Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Now we're down to number 3, the Sippin' Sooner.
My number 3, I had Lane Train, man, at number 3 in front of Steve-O. But yeah, man, we know Lane, he's gonna always have that offense humming, man. You know, it's like you said, just a matter of is he ever gonna be able to get the defensive side to just help out a little bit. I think when they did have their success a few years back, they had a halfway decent defense back then, you know, but it seemed like the last couple of years they done kind of regressed on that side of the ball, you know. So I mean, it is what it is. He ain't beating Alabama, he ain't beating Georgia. He's gonna always have to fight with LSU and OU and Texas right now to see what he can do against those teams, man. But yeah, he's right there though. X's and O's offensively. I mean, a lot of people give Sarkisian a lot of props. I think Lane's a better offensive coordinator than him myself. But you know, probably the man, that offensive coordinator, at least to my boy Jeffrey, show him what time it is.
Jeffrey.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. I am going with, make sure where I'm at here. Yeah. Josh Heupel at number 3 for me. Hey, the guy won 10 games, won 9 games. Look, another top 25 season. Look, you remember how bad Tennessee was, don't you?
Yeah.
They're better. They're better.
And I see they headed that way.
Had they moment.
Because they're getting worse every year, Jace. That's what I'm saying. They're getting worse every year.
Their defense was better this past year. They had to win a different way. They lost.
I'm talking about the wins and losses. You're talking about one side of the ball. I'm talking about what matters, the wins and losses.
They went and bought some more players, so we'll see.
I'm just talking about we can only base off what we've seen. That's what I thought we based off of. They getting worse every year.
They're not getting worse. They went from like 7 wins to 11.
We'll see what Nico can do though, man. He might do something, a little bit of something anyway.
We have to have the 11 wins.
That's a bold pick, bro. That's a bold pick.
There's not a lot of guys in this conference anymore that have a lot of freaking experience in the conference or that have done anything in this conference, to be honest with you.
That's a bold pick at number 3. I feel it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. Here we go.
He's definitely on that island by himself.
Go for it. All right. Next up, Coach I.
Number 3, I got Kalen DeBoer. He's the only person on this list that I think has better winning percentage than Kirby. Now, granted, a lot of that came from Fresno State, but again, that goes to my point that he wins everywhere he is. Now, the question is, can he recruit in the South? If he can recruit in the South, and right now Alabama is coming off the GOAT, so they're kind of recruiting themselves. Right. If he can get that quarterback in, and I think he'll have a lot of success, unfortunately. So
yeah.
I got DeBoer right there.
Got to see what he does with that recruiting and playing a little defense. I got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, I got Lane Kiffin, man. The Lane train has been hot in the portal. Really for the past couple of years, man. I mean,
facts.
He's pulling in monstrous talent from everywhere he possibly can, man. And he has a knack for the X's and O's, man. That combination alone is going to win you a lot of games. And he has that level of petty in him that he'll run it down you. He'll put up 70 on you and won't even blink twice. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of level. That's the level of petty Lane Kiffin is on, man. And I like it. I like it for Ole Miss. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? My wife is a graduate of Ole Miss. My nephew is a graduate of Ole Miss. I call him Ole Piss personally. But I'm a fan of Lane Kiffin, man. I got him sitting at number 3.
Okay. Shawty.
I like what you said about Lane Kiffin. I like him too. I just don't trust him, but I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I got my boy from Alabama new coach,
DeBoer.
Yeah, DeBoer.
Yep.
Okay. He wins everywhere.
That he does. Okay. Now we are going to number 2. Number 2, Sippin Sooner.
I got old Brian Kelly's old dancing ass at number 2. You know, you can't. At the end of the day, man, dude was winning at Notre Dame. He's gonna win. He's a good coach, man. We seen it at Cincinnati even back then in the day.
Right.
We might well do 2 and 1. I don't think one gonna be no secret. You know, just the time.
Right.
We might well.
Yeah, go ahead and throw him in there. Well, I mean, there's only one left.
Go ahead and give me Kirby, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
hold on, you ain't gonna give it to us now. Hold on now.
Me personally, I ain't that impressed with Kirby.
You deserve that. We took that. Now we took that spot.
Yeah, Kirby's all right, man. He's all right. But yeah, Brian Kelly at 2, Kirby at 1, man, and it is what it is. We know BV will be sitting up in there about number 3, here in like 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I got the same. I got Kelly and Kirby coming in 2 and 1. I think Brian Kelly, I mean, you know, he comes in first year, gets a win over Alabama too.
All right.
So you know, plays for SEC championship game. You know, look, hey, he's never had the kind of recruits that he can have without really having to work that hard at LSU. Now it's, can he put the X's and O's together? We'll see what they do with that defense this year. He would definitely drop down the list if they don't get better this season. To me,
Yeah,
for sure.
I could definitely see that. My top 2 are the same, Kelly, and then of course Kirby. Kelly never had a quarterback at Notre Dame, but always won 10 games. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
And to Shawty's point earlier, when Jayden was at Arizona State, he was just a guy. But when he came to LSU, he won Heisman.
He was
the
guy.
Yeah, and then LSU made it to the SEC championship in his first year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I'm with Jason though. He's got to improve on that this coming year. I don't care if he doesn't have Jayden Daniels. He got to figure it out. If he's the coach that we all think he is, then he should be able to figure it out.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I
know you don't have Kelly because you had him at number 5.
Yeah, I got
so you got it too.
I got Kalen. Yeah, I got Kalen DeBoer sitting at number 2. Okay. And then I got Kirby Smart sitting at number 1. I mean, I put Kalen DeBoer at number 2 because everybody's echoing it. He's won everywhere he's gone. And then he has a plug and play program, man. All he has to do is not mess it up. He doesn't have to recruit. He doesn't have to actually exert himself recruiting right now. He needs to focus more so on building his team around him, because the brand of Alabama is going to recruit itself. And then you still have Nick Saban still walking around the building as whatever he wants to be in a G, not even a GA, but an analyst, I guess now, or a mentor, or whatever. Yeah. But I think Kalen DeBoer. Yeah, I think Kalen DeBoer is going to be all right at Alabama, bro. But if he doesn't win,
it won't be
enough
long.
Games, and
it won't be long.
It sounds good right now, but let you get to losing 2-3 games, you're out.
Right.
Facts. Yeah. Okay. Shawty, who's your number 2?
So
we know who your
like
number
everybody,
1.
Yeah, like everybody else, I'm gonna go 2 and 1, like everybody, same people. Kelly and Kirby Smart. I think Jason hit it on the head. We haven't agreed much tonight, but he hit it on the head. So I totally agree with you, bro. Like Stephen A. Smith say, the list is fluid, man. The list is fluid. So if he don't win next year, like this list can change. Like this list can change so much based off what just really happened in the next 2 years. So the list is fluid, but right now, Kelly number 2.
This list can change after the spring games and SEC media days.
Yeah. It's fluid. It's very definitely fluid. It's fluid.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, because as a coach, man, you're a CEO, so it's not just the X's and O's. It's the recruiting. It's the off-field decision. It's the hiring of your staff, which
decision making, man.
And that's why I think your boy Saban. I'm gonna be honest with you. This thing can crumble from within. Like when you make a change, you got to make a change. Saban, every day Saban step in the building undermines what this new man is coming in trying to do, especially if they ain't on the same page. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And you want to know something, Shawty, to that point, man, not to keep bringing up Arkansas, but that's a really big thing about Arkansas right now, because you got in our eyes, the most successful coach in Arkansas history coming in as an offensive coordinator to come in and save the least successful coach in our eyes. I mean, or the least capable coach. I mean, that's a crazy dynamic, bro. You gotta come to this coach every day as the head coach, knowing that you're on the hot seat, but you also know that this is the savior of this program in everybody's eyes, man. That's a crazy dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, it's just as simple as something like this, man. I'm sorry, Coach. I ain't mean to.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's just as simple.
I was just gonna say Kirby had something not similar. Like Mark Richt didn't hang around because he was going to Miami, but his first year, Kirby said he listened to a lot of people in the building, and then after going 8-5, he was like, "All right, I listen to y'all. Now I'm gonna do it."
Yep.
And that's kind of where the boy is, you know. If he, because I mean, come on, bro. Like if I'm the boy, I'm gonna go check with Nick here and there. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm gonna check. If Nick come and tell me something, he the GOAT, dog. Of course, I'm gonna listen. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. And then you got players know he in the building here and there. It's like, bruh, I'm like, Shawty, you gonna make a cut. Hey man, you gotta make a clean cut. I ain't saying Saban can't come to the building, dog. He won 6 championships at Bama. I'm just saying, dog, I don't need you to be no analyst on the staff.
Right.
And just based off personality, why it could be something very simple. He might not just like 2-3 people on my staff just on GP. He just don't like them on my staff.
Right.
I can't bring my people in.
Now he don't give it.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Right.
Hey, that's a dope graphic, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, man. So let me pull off that overlay so everybody can see it good. We'll just let it keep kind of cycling through there. Yeah, so 16. I mean, look, I think there's a few little differences between most of it, but I think for the most part, we kind of lined up pretty well, other than a couple of guys here and there.
I was about to say, I think everybody agreed the bottom 4 coaches are kind of the same.
They're bottom feeders.
Hey, they're the bottom 4 right now, dog.
Yeah, listen, you know, I think that the only one that probably snuck through that one would be you probably had from 12. Yeah, so you had Levy jumped through for a few guys here into the next tier up. But then Hugh Freeze, look, some guys, I mean, there's a couple of guys that made it a little further than others. Now, I got Drake way further down than you guys do. You know.
I think that's where I left out Freeze. That's where I forgot.
Oh yeah, you had Drink at 9. So so it wasn't a whole lot different. Let's going to number 8 here. Levy, Elko, Kiffin. So that's where we had it messed up was Kelly, because you have Kelly at number 2 as well. So there, we'll switch that out for you. We'll figure it out here in just a minute. But anyway, as I said, I think overall, guys, it's not too bad on the culture rankings. I did get obviously got Coop here, got his on the deal as well. And on the replay of this, I'll throw in Jay. We've got his on here as well. I didn't get to stick them in there at one time, but
Pittman and Napier are the only 2 that made everybody bottom 4.
Yeah.
Somebody got Pittman
That's
at 13,
obvious,
right? Come on, Sippin. You don't sip too damn much.
Man. I'm telling you, I wouldn't pick Sam Pittman to coach my church little league team.
Oh man, hey, Arkansas is down on old boy, man. Sam is just taking bullets here, bro. Taking bullets.
Making me feel better and better about us facing him.
He's
listen, man.
Coach, you remember when I first met your boy? We had that conversation.
It was on Saturday Night SoundCloud.
Come on, man. Who he sound like, man? I did everything I told him that day.
Because every time he said something positive, Shawty said, but is he the guy, though?
You did. But we were winning it a little bit at that time.
I said he's too nice.
That he was coming off the 9-win season, I think it was. And he was hyped about it.
What turned me off of Sam Pittman, bro, is when it was last year. I think it was the 2021 season. No, it was the 2022 season, man, where he had the kid from Georgia, the transfer, tall kid, man.
You talk about the wide receiver, Matt Landers.
Yeah, Matt Landers. Then you had the kid from OU, Jaden
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood, yeah.
Bro, he had.
He didn't even
talent.
get drafted after he went to Arkansas.
He had the linebacker from Alabama
Bro.
that was really good. That was all
Drew
SEC
Sanders.
that year. Yeah.
Let me tell you something,
had the
man.
corner from Georgia.
The amount of
Coach,
talent that Arkansas had on that team, it's atrocious. It's just terrible the way that season panned out, bro, because you can't coach. Like, that was a talented team. That was probably on paper one of the most talented Arkansas teams that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? And for you to have it go down the drain the way it did it's inexcusable, bro. He lost me after that. And then this season was just icing on the cake. He's got to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Coach said, "Is Freeman the guy?"
Is Freeman the guy, Shawty? He wants to know.
I asked Coach that the first day I met him. Y'all know what I do. I asked Coach that the first day I met Coach, and he told me yes. Just like when I met Jason the first time, I asked him about Venom. I said he's gonna be in 3 years. He's gonna be somebody DC.
Hey, so you ready to be wrong on that one, huh?
Well, we got 2 more to go.
No, you don't. You got 1 more to go.
No. I listen. I don't. I always say this. No, I always say the second year is always a big leap. I count the 2 years after that. Every coach I say do good in the second year. That's that leap year. It's what you do in year 3 and 4.
I like Notre Dame coming into this season. If they can keep that quarterback upright, they've got a good offensive coordinator. We know they play physical football.
Freeman had his biggest jump his second year, right? Which was this year, right?
I think they have the same record as OU, 10-3.
No, right. This was but I'm saying it was a big jump from his first year, right?
No, it was 1 game. They went and
one game. I was about to say
so there was a better year. So what I'm gonna get at is I want to see where Freeman do next year and the year after. That's where if you're gonna find out if he's the guy.
Well, I think Coach was telling us that they're looking to change the AD. Or somebody, yeah. So if that guy's on board with winning football games, I think Marcus Freeman could do it. Now there are some questions on his staff. I mean, you don't know how to, put a guy, have 10 guys, maybe have 11 guys on the line. Like, we got to get that fixed. I don't know. I mean, I do put it on Marcus Freeman because he's the head coach, but at the end of the day, that was the offensive coordinator, the line coach, whoever it was. It's like, but you gotta be able to.
They have to. That's where their development is. It's just kind of the same thing in Oklahoma, man. You got to see the head coach make a step forward and take control of the certain areas same thing we've been talking about with Venables.
Sippin, if your staff ain't making the right calls, you got to be the guy to get them up out of there. That's what a real coach do. You know what I'm saying?
Why you don't count year 2?
Well, listen, and that's one thing I liked about what Venables did. He brought in a guy that everybody, guy that was with him for 7 years at Clemson. He got rid of Ted Roof. Nobody was a big fan of the Ted Roof hire, I think, whenever it happened in Oklahoma. But you go out and you kind of, to a lot of people, I think it's a gamble that you're going with Zach Alley. He's a 30-year-old kid. He's already been a defensive coordinator for 3 years. But that being said, it's been at a lower level. So, I think everybody sees him as an extension of Venables is what you're looking at. So how much is he going to let him call the plays? I think that's supposedly the idea. I'll kind of believe it when I see him let go of the reins.
We do have a coach that they have a lot of similarities as the OU. I can see that. Yeah. I mean,
we kind of talked about that earlier.
Yep.
Am I tripping? Didn't Texas A&M's AD go to OU? I mean, not OU, but
Ohio State.
Ohio State, bro.
Yeah.
And look, and imagine that they started spending money when he got there. Shit,
immediately.
Man, that's insane. I mean, he must be a great fundraiser, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
as soon as he got there, they got the new NIL and former player thing. Yep.
He just took them the playbook. They just didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah,
slick as an oil can.
We all know Ohio State got money. They got money.
That's my point. They just didn't know what they were doing. They just didn't know what they were doing.
They got one of the biggest alumni bases in college football.
That I'll also tell you though, with him coming in, I mean, he didn't hire Ryan Day. You don't have to hold on to shit.
I'm gonna tell you,
Ryan Day better figure something out.
He all in too, right? It's like if he don't do nothing this year, it's over. Like he all in. He like, I'm doing all the shopping, everything on me. I'm going out with a bang.
I don't think
I'll
it's good
take
enough to make the playoffs either. I think he got to have to make.
I'll take Ryan Day at Arkansas.
Hey, Cole, I think he got to make the championship. Semi-final ain't gonna do it either.
You might be
I'll
right
take
about
Ryan
that.
Day.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Ryan Day's better than. I don't think Ryan Day's better than Petrino. I got to tell you.
I'm gonna tell you this: if they lose to
no.
Michigan, he better win it all. He better win it all.
Bobby Petrino is an offensive.
That's the only way he
genius.
can sidestep that.
And I'm gonna tell you what, everybody don't count Alabama out. Everybody kind of like Alabama out the way. Trust me. They like Saban ain't there. We got a better shot. Now, if you can't do it when Saban ain't there, it's like when you gonna do it, bro?
Saban leaving putting a lot of pressure on some coaches.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
I think it. Yeah,
Saban was a built-in excuse.
Hurt him.
Yeah, Saban was a built-in excuse.
Built-in excuse. You're not going to beat him. You're not going to beat him. He just turned up the juice on everybody.
Sippin, hang out for a second, Sippin. I want to get your information, Sippin. Right after the show. So hang on for a second before we leave.
The SEC is about to be wide open. The perception is that the SEC is wide open right now. You got OU coming in. You got Texas coming in. You got Nick Saban going out. Then you got so much turnover at head coach, man. I mean, it could really go either. I think it's going to be an interesting 2024 season, especially with this 12-team playoff coming in, bro. Because you got to think about it.
We have never seen what is about to happen in this sport. It has never been looked anything like this.
No.
It will never be the same again.
If you crack the top 15, the top 15 has completely different meaning at this point. If you crack the top 15, you probably got a chance to go play.
Hold on, what you mean? What you mean by that? What you say that again now?
Because of the 12-team playoff.
You have to still get the top 10 because of this weird thing that they're doing.
The two free spots.
Maybe two G5 spots if they don't make that switch.
And you got to think now, as bad as the Big 12 may or may not be, as bad as the ACC may or may not be, like Clemson in 2022 went 9-3 and still won the ACC. So that's an automatic bid. So you know what I'm saying? And they wouldn't have them in the top 12.
I think the best thing they could do is get rid of the automatic bids, but they're not going to do it this year.
No, it's kind of like the March Madness, where as long as you win your conference, you win regardless of your how good your ranking is, at the end of the season. So
the thing is, are they going to keep? Is it going to stay 7-5 or is it going to go 6-6? Because if it stays 7-5. Then you've got two group of 5 automatic qualifiers, the 2 highest ranked conference champions.
I don't know. They need to go 4-8. So, I mean, because
they just need to go ahead.
I'm with you, bro.
They just need to go ahead and do that G5
right now.
They just need to go ahead and do that group of 5 national championship, bro. I mean, they just need to separate the two. They need to do a power 5 and a group of 5.
Well, it's coming. And the way the playoffs is currently set up, if they stay with it, it's only the G5 winner to still have to play in the first round.
And get demolished.
They're gonna have the lowest seed still. They have to. They have to play with 8, right? 12 to play 8.
1, but it damn sure better not be 2. So you cannot have 2 group of 5 champions in there. You got to be kidding me, man.
So Big 12, Big 10, ACC, SEC all get the champions or get to bye the first round.
Okay. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be a real fun season, in my opinion, man. I think it's about.
I think it's a new world we're in, but
I'm trying to get my season tickets to watch these Arkansas Razorbacks get shellacked already.
Go ahead and stick.
We got some good home games.
Liberty or your freaking SMU in there and watch them get 100 hung on them.
Arkansas got some good home games this year, man. We got Alabama coming to town. We got Tennessee coming in. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna be a long drive home, but I'm going.
Oh boy!
Listen, Group of 5 doesn't have a seat at the table. Then you can get the ACC and the Big 12 can get 2. Otherwise, I think that the Big 12 and the ACC get 1 more than likely.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw somebody gave a proposed one on Twitter the other day. It had 1 ACC. The champion, which I think they had Clemson,
and 1 Big 12 team.
They had Utah as the Big 12.
And you're going to tell me that any of those G5 schools are going to be better than the team that goes in second, or that loses the conference championship game in either one of those conferences? Because as much as I don't like the Big 12 or the ACC going forward, I don't think that they're very deep right now. They could be more, but they're definitely better than Liberty or SMU or any. I mean, SMU's in the ACC now, but
Well,
We had
Liberty,
five, yeah, we had 5 SEC teams and 4 Big 10 teams.
Liberty went out there and got 2 of them booted in the bowl game, didn't they?
They did.
Man.
If it's a 5-7 model for 24, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
No, right now it's 4-8. So I don't know if it's sticking with it, but
it's 5-7 right now.
But that was based on that. There's no Pac-12, so you saying they're talking about
exactly? No, they're talking about moving it to a 6-6.
Hold on,
which would still be or a 5-7. I guess 5-7 would be that'd be the right one. It's a 6-6 right now. So it's a 6-6 right now. It'll go to a 5-7 if it moves. So I misspoke there, C-John. My bad. If it goes to a 6-6 model, and they are talking about the 5-7, if it goes to that, they've been discussing that to where it'd just be one group of 5 school. But I still think that's one too many. I still think it's one too many, guys.
So currently, when you say 4-8, that means 4 automatic bids and then 8 at large, right? Or 5 automatic bids and 7 at large.
5 automatic bids, 7 at large.
Currently, the way it's set
6
up,
and 6.
No, they got first round has 4 games, which means there's 8 teams. The second round has 4 games, which means they're waiting. The 4 guys are waiting. So it's currently set up in a 4-8. It's not 6-6.
12 play 8 first.
Yeah,
like the 12 seed to play the 8 seed, like 1 through 4 get a bye.
I'm on the college football playoff website right now, and in the first round they have 4 games. That's 8 teams. That's
right. You know what I'm saying? Like number 12 will play 8. Like 1 through 4 get a bye. They don't even play that week.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a 4-8.
But that's not telling you who's in there. That's not.
No, it's not. But it's only 4 games, Jason, in the first round. So that means there's 8 teams in 4 games.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is,
I'm just talking about the format.
You could have.
I'm just talking about the format. The format is 4-8. It's 4 automatic bids, 8. And then
I think Jason's talking about the slide. 12 and 11 will get the G5 slot,
and they could.
But that's 4 automatic buys, but there's 2 other automatic bids currently.
Okay,
right.
Okay. See, I was talking about just the
just
the buys, and so it's a 4. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You saying
if they move to this,
kind of like model, like Oklahoma would have made the playoff this year at 12, but they would have put fucking Liberty in because they would have got the automatic bid.
Right,
that's right.
I got you. 5 automatic bids, but 4 buys. I got you.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, look. Here's what you probably more than likely you're at least going to have 1 automatic G5 in there, which is they could be the number 27 school. If they're the highest ranked G5 school, they're going to be in, which just is like silly because they'll get rolled. But if they do that, then you're going to see this move a lot faster. If that happens and you end up with 2, imagine if they did 2, left 2 in there like that. It'd be silly shit. But look what'll happen. That's right off the bat, they're going to get smoked.
Bad.
Man,
it'll only happen once.
A G5 championship game, a G5 championship series would be the equivalent of the NIT, man. You know what I'm saying?
There's the other thing. Neilio's right there too. Is 16 is going to go to 16 by 26. I think. I don't think that there's a doubt about that. But I still think you got to leave the G5s out of it. And I think you're right. I think that you could. There's a lot of things you can do with that, where you have the group of 5s play their own national championship game. You can get them in a big game at the start of the next season. Let them play somebody that matters. Find out what's up, But look. Don't tell me you can't sell it because you can't.
They can. We'll watch any type of football.
All I know, if that's how they're gonna open up the season every year, they're gonna be an ass whooping every year.
Hey,
G5 champion play the national championship. I'm just saying that's an ass whooping every year. Y'all want to start? If that's how y'all want to start y'all season,
hey, at least it would remind everybody that they ain't that fucking good. That they don't belong.
It's gonna show that.
All right, folks. All right. Get ready,
folks. I appreciate everybody coming in here. All you guys, hey. Coach I, tell everybody how to find you. Then we'll go to Sippin Sooner, then down to SEC Mo and Shawty. Coach I.
Y'all already know, man. Fanatic Sports, man. YouTube, Twitter, IG, Facebook. We do it all, man. Respect the Hedges every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Saturday Night Snap Count, of course, y'all know we do that during the season, so we'll be back on that. So
Toothbrush is right here at Hall of Fame College Football with Jason and the coach.
Right.
Sippin.
Yeah, man. I'm only on YouTube, man. So find me at Sippin Sooner here on YouTube, man. That's what it is. Too old to be messing around those other places, man. Only here on YouTube.
He's got an older meter shirt on.
Man.
All love, man.
And
All
this
love,
is a
man.
few years old. But hey, man, as always, man, it's always good to be on with Coach I, Shawty, and Mo here, man. Hey, I had a good time, man. I appreciate you allowing me to come on here, not to catch this flight, man, and be in these streets for about a week and a half. So
we love having you on, man. You already know, man. It's one of my favorite shows on YouTube or anywhere else, man. I will not miss an episode of the Sippin' Sooner. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
I'm gonna have to take my camera on the road with me, man, and have to just do it from a hotel room. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always good, always good, always good. SEC Mo.
Yes, sir. I've had a great time with you guys, man. I mean, I'm sorry I came in late, man. I had to come out of hibernation, but I had to come in and put my 2 cents in on this coaching list, man.
You can
find me at the SEC Weekly Mo on Twitter, the SEC Weekly on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of those places. And you can also find me at the Hog Wild Podcast on YouTube. We would usually be recording the SEC Weekly show, but right now one of my co-host is a little bit under the weather, man. So y'all keep my boy Tonka Tide in your prayers. But we're gonna keep it consistent. We're gonna keep it going.
Kissing those nasty girls.
Hey, he spits bars. I don't doubt it that he ain't kissing on them girls, man, because he be spitting.
Tonka Tide.
Love him.
Yeah, Tonka Tide is that guy, man. I love Tonka Tide.
He is that guy. He is that guy. Enjoy your show, too, man. A lot of fun.
Appreciate you, man. We're gonna have to. I mean, I may have to have you on, man. To kind of step in for Tonka Tide, then, bro. But no, man, SEC Weekly, the SEC Weekly, man, on all platforms and formats, and the Hog Wild Podcast. You check it out.
Sounds good, my man. Sounds good. Sounds good. Shawty.
Yeah, I'm like Sippin, man. You can find me every Wednesday night, 9:30 on YouTube. Just my damn opinion, man. So I talk a little bit about everything, so you'll never know what you hear: news, gossip, sports. It's whatever's happening at the moment. And Sippin, I want to holler at you later, but I can get with Jason. I just wanted to get your information so I can check out your show, man. So I think it's Sippin Sooner on YouTube. But I will get with Jason to get the correct spelling and everything so I can check you out.
All right. I appreciate that, Shawty.
Yeah. You too, SEC, Mo.
Too much fun, man. These hey, I always say this every time. We have the best guests on YouTube, period. I don't give a crap what anybody says. I bring in the best creators there are around. When you got Coach I, Shawty, we've been bringing in SEC Mo a lot, and my boy the Sippin Sooner, along with Coop, all these guys. Hey, we missed out on Brenskie tonight, but we almost had him in here too. You're gonna miss out if you miss one episode of Hall of Fame College Football with Jason and the Coach. So make sure you guys jump in here every time. Check us out. Thank you everybody for coming in. We'll check you all out on the next one.
You know them Bama fans ducking for cover.